Hey, what's up, Gotchi Gang? Happy Saturday, everyone, and hope you're ready for a night or day or morning of Alchemica. It's gonna be flying today, fellas, friends, all you Gotchi Gang out there. Bring up some friends here.
GM.
GM, the stage is lit today.
Stage
What
is
up,
lit
fellas?
today.
Good morning.
Morning.
GM from Asia. I'm finally back in Asia. GM.
Nice.
Nice. Where at?
I've been in the Philippines and now just landed in Thailand. So happy times, happy warmth.
Sawadee ka.
Sawadee krap. Kun safari mai krap.
Oh, got the accent down. Nice.
Yeah, I've traveled here for many years / decades.
Nice.
So I see
I'm
we're already 3.7 here, Dan. You guys have been busy.
Oh yeah, shipping every day. We are live with 3.7, and I'm gonna jump in myself here.
Did spillover already turn on? Because I got 30 gotchis at the channel.
Let me check with the guys here. I believe it should be automated at this point, so likely yes. Oh, did you guys see the new change log too? We added a little change log for the new versions coming out. When you first jump in, you'll see it. Guess my name is suddenly... Oh, that's right. I'm using a borrowed gotchi now. Finally got the setup where I lend a gotchi to myself, so I'm a white namer right now. The sprint effect is lit. Yeah.
Sprint plus road, you can cover some serious distance. Yeah, there's the change log. Pops right up. It looks gorgeous.
Seem to be some kind of bugs with the sprinting animation a little bit sometimes, but overall it's looking great. You guys can hear me running.
Let's have a gotchi race. I feel like that's something that can be arranged.
Where should we go? We could go on. Let's find some terrain. I see some Alchemica, so it looks like it is. Oh, I gotta get it for this guy. No. It's mine.
Yeah, I just emptied a reservoir channel, so I'm waiting for that dump.
I just beat Supersonic to some Alchemica by sprinting at it.
Oh, here goes the Alchemica. Oh no, there's another gotchi nearby. Get off of my land. Must get all the kek.
All right, well, we'll probably have a few minutes here where everyone's just grabbing Alchemica, but welcome everyone to the weekly hangout. I feel like it's been longer than a week for some reason. This week seemed to go a little slower for some reason. I feel like it's been a long time since we had a hangout. Anyone else feel that way?
Yeah, it feels a long time for some reason.
I miss you guys.
Yeah, it was like we haven't. We didn't get Crafting Wednesday this week, so it's like, where's Pixel Craft?
Right.
And it's been ages for me because I missed last week as well. So it's actually been a fortnight.
If you guys want to check how much Alchemica is on the map, you can always do the F3. It'll load up the map Alchemica. It'll let you know kind of how much is on there. So when spillover is live, the number goes up pretty fast. Pretty nice to open the debug console.
Awesome. So much building, man. I love it. I love it.
What are some of the
ABB.
things you guys are working on this week?
So this week we've just been doing a lot of optimizations of stuff. You guys can see, like, for example, build mode is much sexier as far as like the icons and the whole overall experience of it. It just looks it's faster. It looks a little neater. For me, every time I would go and try to enter build mode, I always forgot which icon it was. You had like the inventory bag, you had the build mode hammer. I would always pick the wrong one. So we made a change there. Oh, I got a bunch of Alchemica. We've just been doing a lot of little fixes on various things, and preparing some bigger roadmap updates for you guys. Been doing a lot of internal discussions on the next part of the roadmap for the Gotchi verse. Now that we have farming done,
I do see a gorgeous max glitter button.
Oh, did that make it in? Haha.
Yes, thank you.
Go to my personal
I think one of my channelings yesterday counted as a pet as well.
Yeah, that's been happening for a few days now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I love it. Coder Dan, I think there is like a small bug that I noticed. I don't know if it's been fixed, but apparently, like if you go into the list of parcels that you have, like, access to with your Gotchi, if you type in a word and say you mistype something, like just one letter off, you have to exit that screen before you can actually go back in and retype in. Before, you could just like delete, the letters you put in and change it. Now you have to like hit the X and then come back in and start, picking your parcel all over again. So is there any way that that can be fixed?
If you can just log that in Gotchiverse bugs. I've been using like a ticket system recently. It's been really nice. So if you notice any UI bugs like that, it's easy. We'll just make a ticket for it. That'd be sweet.
Okay, definitely. Did I get all the Alchemica? Oh no, there's this other guy's.
Oh yeah, that max glitter button is nice. Very satisfying to click that.
Do we have updated stats from Dune on how much has been destroyed so far this week?
Yeah, we can hop into the dashboard. Let's see. Love that dashboard.
Yeah, it is very chill.
So there's been 4.9 billion glitter burned so far. And the total circulating supply is roughly 11.8 billion.
Holy bejesus.
Yeah, that's a lot. Crap. We were almost to half of 1% of the supply, total supply gone.
Yeah.
Darn it. I was trying to explain glitter to a person yesterday at the bar because they were like, hey, look, I know I'm late. I'm trying to get into this thing. You're like, can I just give you a whole bunch of money and you do this? And I'm like, look, the bet you can literally just put money in a LP and just like earn glitter. And I was like trying to explain to them how that represents time and how people like are burning it like crazy. So I think it's, it's a deflationary asset. I think it has like some wings, like some room to run in the future. And they were just like, I don't understand it. I'm like, it counts as time. Just like buy it. Like, come on, man. Like what, it counts as time. It's block time. It's so important. And I think you in your post last week, you said something like 265 years of block time had been used already. And that was when we were at like 3.8 billion. So I wonder how many more years of block time was avoided by that extra 1 billion glitter being burnt, I guess, within this week.
Yeah, it's one glitter is roughly 2.2 seconds of like human time. It's one block on Polygon. So if you do the math, you can kind of calculate out how many years it is, how many hours. You can go by seconds and then minutes and then hours and then years, then decades. than millennia.
Oh man.
Wow.
Proud to say I'm number 41 in terms of destruction of glitter from buildings so far. That number's probably changed in the last few days, but I thought that was kind of cool. It's like, yeah, just destroying all this
If you
glitter.
explain it to your friend, just say, yeah, the opposite of what the American Federal Reserve can do. They can print money. We have all these Alchemica have a fixed supply, even though it's a high fixed supply. It is a fixed supply. So once it reaches that, they can't be minted anymore. They have to just be recycled, and they're also deflationary.
Yeah, I feel like my friends in real life probably like the people I meet at bars. They don't understand the Fed either. So it's like, all right, we're starting very basic here. Like.
Yeah.
Like trying to talk about the depegging of the euro and US, like that flipping of USD versus euro, and people are like, "What?" And it's like, all right, yeah, forget it. Just go buy gold. I guess that's the only route for you.
It's crazy being in crypto. Yeah, you kind of get to know all the things like the Fed and pegging and Forex, but you do forget that there's like a whole slew of people out there that don't understand any of this money magic. And it's like, once you know it, it's like, it's obvious. Yeah, they're printing money. Some countries are printing it faster than other countries. So therefore, those currencies are going to lose value faster. Like, you're trying to, and you go and talk to someone who's never even heard of the Fed, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like printing money? Who is Powell? What? They just think the money just exists, and it's always been that way forever. You show them that chart of the debasement of the fiat over like the last 80 years. They're like, what's going on?
I always like to show them the U.S. debt clock. I don't know if you've ever seen that website. It's U.S. debt clock.
I used to
show them
across
that.
the street from that in Manhattan. It's actually near where we were staying in FTNYC.
I've shown a few people that are not financially literate, and that opened their eyes, because some of those metrics you can see, it's just visually very stimulating. You see all the metrics spinning up, right? And it's like, yeah, this dollar thing is kind of dying. So
what I find interesting though is that people don't seem to understand, like, any time in history that we've tried to move away from like a standard to like basically just printing money, it always fails. Like every freaking economy has like collapsed that has done this before. So it's like, I don't understand why people don't what are we missing? Like that we're not getting this correct. Like that we're moving towards this like just hyperinflation that seems to always happen like in late stage, like for some countries, like in the later stages of their existence, pretty much before the collapse.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like hundreds of fiat currencies, right? Maybe even, who knows, maybe even thousands, like going, if you go back far enough. I think it's just, greed. Like, people have access to a money printer, and, there's nobody telling them they can't do it because they're the reserve currency for every other currency. And so just kind of print
It's really interesting looking what the Romans did, where they started putting tin in their copper and their silver and their gold.
In the denarii, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just little bit by little bit. It didn't matter at first. No one really noticed. And then after, and after a while, sort of people noticed a little bit. And in the end, it was just completely worthless because it was, almost useless. There was no silver or gold or copper. I mean, imagine if, on a different angle, imagine if people themselves knew right now that, say, if you had $1 million, right, and the government was printing so much money that they were turning the value of that $1 million into $500,000, which is effectively what they're doing at the moment. I mean, the government is stealing the money from you, right? But no one understands that. People are more concerned about tax rates or this or that or all that, but they can't understand that. The value of their money is just getting slaughtered at the moment. It's just, it's just a comprehension thing that hardly anyone gets. And so good luck trying to teach people at the bar that in the future.
It's also, it's like so complicated also because it's like I was talking with somebody about the idea of the Tina trade. There is no alternative trade, right? You don't want to keep your money in cash because inflation's butt fucking you. But if you throw it into the markets, it's very highly likely, if you did recently, that you've gotten hit, like you've taken a hit from the market dropping. Same thing with crypto. So it's like, what's the alternative now if you're trying to beat inflation for your cash? If it's already being devalued, it's like, it's kind of, our system is like kind of been twisted in a way where it's like, damn, there's really nowhere you can put your money where safely you can feel like it's going to be okay. I in certain cryptos, I feel like that, but even that, to many people is still very speculative. So it's like, what do you do? Do you buy like, real assets and hope that like that doesn't get wrecked either? Like it's such a mess. Like,
I was watching. There's a guy talking about this exact topic. One of the financial YouTubers out there, and he was kind of going through historically what assets outperformed over the long term, and he was looking at like bonds, stocks, real estate in a hyperinflationary environment. His answer was stonks actually outperformed over the long term. If you find a good company, but I mean, he didn't really talk about crypto, and there's not much history for crypto, but so crypto might be the alternative. But it was interesting looking at his idea was that stonks have actually outperformed most markets if you look over the macro term, because there's still value being created there. He said the interesting part of real estate was that in a hyperinflationary environment, the governments will actually end up confiscating real estate to help pay back their loans. So you don't really want to have real estate.
The interesting thing at the moment, or certainly recently until a few market corrections, is that every asset class was either at full value or overvalued. So normally you can rotate some money out of something that's at full overvalue into something that's undervalued. But everything was at full value. The stock market was at crazy, amazing highs. Real estate has had a boom. Everything was at full value. Interest rates really low, so there's no use throwing money into bonds, because if interest rates go higher, the capital value of those bonds go down. So that's one thing most people don't understand about bonds, is that you're locking in a term. So say if you've got 1% for 10 years, and then interest rates go up like they are now, that $1 million you put in is only worth now 900,000, because no one wants to buy a 1% bond for 10 years.
Yeah, you guys saw that discount.
Yeah, it's really interesting times. But hey, look, at least there's a bit of a market correction happening on share market. So even though generally it's a negative, that's actually a positive, because it means that people can actually find some undervalued assets. Then there's the whole crypto correction, which is hey, I've loved throwing money in. Sure, we've all been wrecked in some way, shape, or form, but I'm loving the fact that there's some bargains at the moment. So yeah, I may have piled in a little bit more recently, maybe.
I am 100% for these bargains. Like I was telling Hefe around this time last year, when it was a little earlier in the year, but we had that big correction. I remember seeing like Ghost dip down to 90 cents, 92 cents. Mythicals went down to like sub 2,000 Ghost. And I was watching the mythical floor, and I was like, I should get one. And I just was afraid, and I didn't pull the trigger. And then, I missed that boat. So now it's like, hell no. Like there's like the opportunity to get a mythical this cheap is like too good. So now I have two, and it's like the market's like full of that. If you weren't afraid a week or two ago and went heavy into Polygon like Dr. Wagme did, you're a winner. You won that last week, So there's always opportunity. It's just interesting to see, like you were saying, our markets are so overvalued, although they have come down a lot. But I still wouldn't touch any tech with like somebody else's 10-foot pole. Like crypto, yes, but none of the major social media companies, they've all corrected like 70% or something like that, which is like crazy. But maybe max pain is over.
I don't know, maybe, but I mean, I saw kind of how people felt at the last of I kind of came in at the end of the last cycle, and there was almost like this apathy, like nobody liked crypto, and maybe that hasn't really. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. There's a whole period where no one cares about crypto at all. That was basically 2018, 2019.
Yeah, time to build. I feel like a good like indication of like this was gonna happen, like that. You were talking about apathy, but like when that Crypto Boy song came out, and everybody just jumped on it. It's like, oh yeah, fuck Crypto Boys. And it's like, all right, this is probably not a good sign socially or culturally for our market, that the normies are like kind of embracing this turn against like the Crypto Boy. But that these, just like anything else, this is a cycle and it'll swing. So sentiment will
Yeah,
change.
the Zuckerberg "We Are All Gonna Make It" was actually the top.
Yeah.
That song was cursed.
Actually, Xcopy released his art piece Max Payne, and I feel like the market dumped right after that. So
There's a really interesting thing about when the end of the bear market is, and it's generally once retail become net sellers. So when retail is still piling in or buying the dip or whatever it is, whatever way, shape, or whatever wording you want to call it, that's the market makers or market controllers will just keep pushing the price down. But as soon as retail actually becomes net sellers, where they stop buying, that's when the bull market's actually over. It's just something really interesting to get our heads around, because that's when the smart money starts buying up, because they know that the retail will just keep dumping, but then the market will hold. And like what happened to Bitcoin a few years ago, it just sat at that, I think it was 4,000 mark for ages and ages. But then you watch, the volume was really low, and then you watch, there was a few months there where it just started to go, the volume really started to go up and up. And that's just like in real estate, the market will soak up a lot of the properties for sale and keep it at the same price, and then suddenly the price moves.
do you guys think, just looking at the kind of perspective here that you're taking, do you think the crypto markets are more manipulated than the regular markets, or less manipulated than the regular markets? We
I'd
don't
say
have the
more.
Fed. You say more?
Definitely more.
Okay.
Yeah, because like we're talking like $1 to $2 trillion versus like other markets which are large, huge markets. Like there's like been accusations that manipulation was what caused the like takedown of Terra Luna, right? So players don't have to be as big. I mean, you still have to be a whale, but you could effectively, if you have big enough bags, move things. So I definitely do think, especially without like hard set wash trade rules, stuff like that, manipulation is definitely happening, especially with NFTs. Like when we're getting into super speculative JPEG stuff, like if you look at OpenSea's activity page for specific chains, you could see sometimes collections that basically no one gives a crap about, but you see somebody like buying hundreds and hundreds of them over the course of minutes. And it's like, eventually that gets into Twitter, and then the Twitter sales and volumes bots start talking about it. Hey, this project is starting to like moon. It's moved up this much and this much volume. And people start moving in. And I assume that's like just straight up manipulation. But I mean, if you want to be a blockchain detective, you can figure it out pretty quickly, right?
Well, I would say that's not like unique or new to us. It's just that it's small enough. We're a small enough overall ecosystem that you can blatantly know. And if anything, I think it helps prompt you to ask the question about what does that look like at the larger scales? Because it's not that it doesn't exist there. It's just that it's so large that we can't even see it. At least here, you can kind of know if you're getting got.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of what I was thinking, because the other side of that, other side of the argument is also the Fed just looked at the stock market crashing and said, you know what? We'll just debase the currency so it goes back up. I mean, that is manipulation at a mass scale. Printing off trillions of dollars and, not really thinking about the after effects of it was, I guess that's the two ways to compare, right? Is the little guy getting got at the retail level in crypto, but then the mass, the manipulation at the higher level, with the Fed and the traditional markets.
If it's on a small scale, it's manipulation. If it's on a large scale, it's economics.
Economics.
So true, man. So true. Yeah, and it's crime if small or mid-time people do it. But if the top end of town do it, No, that's it's professionals doing their work, whether that be government or the Goldman Sachs of the world.
Well, that's why it's like, day trading rules in the US are stupid. Like, I cannot trade in. That's dumb. Like, why that arbitrary number to prevent me from being able to make daily trades? Like, it's so, I mean, I know it's settlement, that's part of the issue, but it's just really a stupid gateway to stop most people from being able to like do stuff.
Let alone the front running of your actual broker with some crazy market makers and free trades because they make so much money by front running you, all the rest.
Whoa, came across a huge pile of Alchemica here. Oh my gosh.
I hope it wasn't mine. I was waiting for, I just
Whoa, this is
unloaded level
nuts.
6 reservoirs. So it was like tons of Alchemica.
Big cack. Someone did a big spill.
Which
Nice.
district are you in?
I'm in D1. Oh, there.
Oh crap, that might have been me.
To bottom, like the southwest of D1.
Oh, okay, maybe not. Is it spacious or?
It's I don't know which exactly parcel it is, but it's let's see, it's got a golden altar and somebody's got a P on it.
I was just there.
The cyan grass with a P on it. You know who that is? Letter P.
Now I'm going back to my property to make sure. See. Yeah, because it took a few minutes, so I just have to. I want to make sure all my altars are ready for later, all the level 4s. But yeah, nothing's here yet. Stay away from my land.
So we got a lot of asking about what's going on with Aavegotchi. You guys probably know Rarity Farming Season 4 is kicking off soon. It's actually already pretty much kicked off, and we're just waiting for the snapshot at this point. So we're less than 2 weeks away from the snapshot.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I acquired another mythical and a second martini. So now my Gotchi is like a 60 BRS, and that puts him at 184. So I'm trying to get either one more legendary for his face or another mythical so I can try to get to the top, like 150, maybe even top 100, which would be freaking amazing. When I started the game, I was at my first season, no futuristic was like 4,800, something like that. He got he earned badges, but he was like the weakest Gotchi to earn rarity farming, like one of the weakest. So to be able to move up like within a year that quickly, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's what it's about, the long game.
That's awesome, No Future. Congrats, man. Congrats. That's wicked, dude.
Yeah, I got to get a godlike because just, but what do you do once you get the godlike? Do you go for all 7? It's like, there has to be, it's like a Highlander thing. There has to be a next to conquer.
Which godlike are you going to get?
I guess it would depend on my Gotchi. Now I got to go shopping. See, the thing with the mythicals, I'm having trouble looking for mythicals that work with my Gotchi perfectly. Like if I want a face mythical, almost all of them like counteract some stat for my Gotchi. So for the godlikes, I mean, I would still take it just because of the pure boost, but the blue plaid would work very well for my Gotchi. Goldilocks would not. The brain would not. The cacti would not. The Kabuto helmet would not. The godlike wizard would not. The Taoist robe wouldn't. The llama corn shirt works because it's negative energy, negative aggression. Sergey, the all-seeing eyes would work, but that's 666,000 ghosts, so we're not even gonna look at that.
Yeah.
Aavegotchi.
Aavegotchi will work for me. Yeah, anything that's negative energy, negative aggression, negative brain works well. I think positive spook is okay for mine, but yeah. So with like the mythicals, like I'm wearing that wizard, like perfect for my Gotchi. So, but it's it's a mythical wizard hat, so I can't get rid of it. I could go down to the legendary royal crown and the scepter to get that full set because I have the royal robes. But I don't know if that would offset like removing a mythical item from the head.
I love seeing all these farms, man. They just look so cool. Some of them, the way they're arranged.
Oh, just came a swarm of gotchis. What's up, fam? Wow, there's. Oh, we got the portal mages here.
Mhm.
What are your locations? Drop your
It's a
location.
swarm of them. What's up?
Let's
I'm
make this
at.
swarm bigger.
I'm at. We need to have like a better way to share locations in the Gachiverse. It's pretty awful.
District in the corner of the district or so might be pretty helpful.
It's like yeah. So there's like the bottom vortex in the District 1, a little bit to the west of that.
Coder Dan, would it be possible? Okay, so I'm thinking blockchain and how you're making to bring a gotchi to a certain parcel. We're doing a lookup based on the token name, or like, you know, you have preset template options, which are like, you know, Northwest or District 1, 1A, whatever. Would we be able to instead search by a token ID for a gotchi? So say if I know Hefe is token, you know, 17326, and I want to meet Hefe, would it be possible to go like to set that up so that I could just search for a gotchi by token ID and then that's where I spawn?
Well, that would be like Apple Locator, right? Like you could just turn on your location for your friends.
You could also just stalk people. Like if I want to know where
Yeah.
Felon is, I can go find his token ID number and then just, you know, follow him around.
So like spawning is where it's still going to have certain locations where you can spawn. Like it's not, probably will never be a thing where you can just spawn it like literally anywhere wherever you want. But there could definitely be some optimizations to that. We are planning to implement some more public transportation and potential ways to spawn on other people's parcels. But that would be kind of OP to allow that functionality.
Hefe, if you had to choose a godlike, which would be the godlike that you would go for?
You know, price is not a thing, or
Price is not a thing.
okay, I would definitely go for the Hanzo katana.
Does that fit your gotchi well, or is it just you want to be able to?
Oh, it's definitely for the flex factor, but let me see here. Hanzo katana. I'm just looking up what the stats are on that. So that's 2 aggressiveness.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, so it's 2 aggressiveness, 4 SBK. So it would actually fit one of my higher gotchis. I think I was showing you my traits last night for my gotchis. They're kind of all over the map. So, you know, there is a wearable almost for every gotchi that I could find that could work. Maybe not for the godlikes, though, because there aren't that many of them.
Yeah, and you know, I'm talking about mostly Music City gotchi getting that gotchi, but I do have like no futuristic, although he's weak. He's like the flip in terms of energy, a much higher energy gotchi. So I have thought about doing that, like not during rarity farming, but just like taking like my weakest gotchi and dressing it up the best. So it's still kind of like powerful, but it's like buying a BRS 360 gotchi and turning it to like a 500 just because you can. You know, it's stupid, but it would be like a flex in its own self. You know, like this little like barely like cognizant gotchi walking around wearing like the king's robes.
Damn, dude. I'm just looking at the godlikes right now. Galaxy Brain is up there for $23,999. Ghost. That seems really cheap to me considering the Hanzo Katana is up there for $45. You know, Galaxy Brain's like an OG. Like that was one of the first godlike wearables, and it's Vitalik's brain. You know, like one of the Aavegotchi astronauts had that, and it sold for what, like 120 ETH or something like that for the gotchi, right? With all the wearables and stuff. If I'm actually thinking about it, right? That's crazy, dude. $23,999. That seems cheap. You know, go sell your Toyota Prius and go buy that instead.
Speaking of wearables, guys, there is a SIG prop happening right now in the DAO. Stop new BRS wearable emissions until further notice. And I think Snapshot is working. Like, let's see, does it work for you guys? I just got an error, but it was working earlier. Snapshots. So, but
We
it's
actually talked about that yesterday.
I'm not sure if it's reached quorum yet. It looks like they're having an RPC issue again. But
I feel
it
like
was
the
last time
word
I checked, it was a little bit. It was like 3 million votes away from meeting quorum.
we have Free Beer asking, speaking of that, any idea when the next drop ticket event will be?
Well, originally it was the next land sale, so that was canceled. We do have a plan for a little something coming up, but we haven't made any formal announcements for that yet. So there is something in the works though.
Okay, so my bizarre offer of trades for drop tickets still stands, friends. So hit me up with a DM if you have lots of drop tickets and want to get some wearables. I need more land, or whatever they give us.
Any more tips? Any more clues on what that might be? Is it a wearable? Is it something your gotchi can use?
As
It's been hinted at before.
It's been hinted at before. Okay. There you go. That's your hint, everyone.
That's the hint.
Oh, no. Now we got to go back through hundreds of hours of conversations.
It's been hinted before. Go look at all the other hints.
Okay, so we're getting the hardware wallet that we can pet in real life. That's the thing that's being delivered next week.
Whatever we imagine, whatever we want, that will happen.
It looks like the snapshot is working on and off. You just might need to refresh the page a couple times. So looking at it right now, it's at 7.2 million out of 9 million goes quorum, so almost there. And yeah, I think it's a good proposal. I think we're in a bear market now. There's really no reason to be minting new wearables that are going to compete with the existing ones. So this is kind of just a formality, I would say, but it would be good to have this pass through the DAO anyway. So if you haven't voted already, do go and vote on that. And it will probably reach a core prop as well. So definitely want to get that core prop XP.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to ask, because me and you talked about this last night. Whether or not like we were in favor or not, like changing this. Like pausing the minting of new wearables. If we do pause the minting of utility wearables, ones that affect BRS, will we consider aesthetic wearables potentially, like ones that could be just for flex with absolutely no like BRS adjustments, anything like that?
Yeah, I think there's it would take some updates to the contracts and things to do that. I think that's an interesting idea. I think we would have to explore it much. Like what would be the process for doing that? But I think it would definitely that's always been part of the roadmap to have aesthetic wearables that are kind of made. They could be made by big crypto artists or by community artists, and there could be royalties attached to them, things like that. Definitely very interesting. Is there any worry that people would just get confused and not understand there's two kind of tiers of wearables in the game?
No, just do what you do now with the coloring schemes. Like whatever this is would be subcommon. So it would be different color, different like class. It would be very clear that and the price would reflect that. These things would go for less than rugs probably because they're just cool, unless they're really collectible.
I mean, you could call them ultra commons also, because maybe they're not 1,000 mint, maybe they're a 5,000 mint, or even a 10,000 mint. Like there's just a lot of them. Maybe, I don't know, but they could be. I don't think the value of these wearables is going to come from the BRS, obviously, because there's no BRS, and maybe not even scarcity, because they'll just be very common wearables.
Maybe they shouldn't even be sold as equipment. They should be sold in another spot on the bazaar so that they don't get confused.
The dressing room, the bazaar dressing room or something.
That's actually a really good point, because if it's not equipment, because it's not adding utility to your gotchi, it's just the flex. It could just be, you know, clothing, a different term that's kind of adjacent, but still like easy to see, like, so that someone can't claim like, oh, I went and bought this like cool shirt, but found out it's like meaningless. No, like we in the bazaar we have a little page, like because I could see like we're talking about commons for these like a larger run, but I can imagine a world where
though.
yeah,
Doesn't
Ben
have to
Logan
be
puts out
common.
10 like really like dope one of ones that are just like extremely exclusive. People will pay more for that.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yep.
Yeah, equipment versus skins. That's right, Dr. Wagner.
Or they could just be called, I don't know. They could be called skins, I guess, but we could come up with a cooler name than that. I'm sure we could.
Could you add them on top of the stuff you already have on your gotchi to keep the BRS?
That's a good question.
Yeah, we could probably do something like that. It would the current one would stay on it, and then if you have a skin or whatever on top of it, it would just take priority over the other one, I guess. Wouldn't be that hard to do. It would take some exceptions on the rendering side, which recently you probably haven't seen them yet, but we actually made some minor, somewhat major in a way updates to the SVGs that very recently fixed a lot of there were some issues with some of them that had been recently fixed. I don't know if you guys so for example, some of the wearables were like rendering behind other ones, and that's now been fixed. You probably won't see it immediately yet though, because the SVG subgraph hasn't been updated, but eventually they'll be live everywhere, and so your SVGs are looking even better than they were before.
That's awesome. Coderan, we actually have a really good question. Yannick posted the bot daddy, the video of the Russian bot daddy who was kind of running things during the play drop. I saw that you did respond in the server at that time when it was mentioned, but do you want to talk about more, like any information you gleaned from that video or from people who were able to translate it?
Yeah, we watched it. We had watched that when it first came out. One of our team members was kind of parsing it via the English subtitles, like auto-generated subtitles. But the main takeaway was when you have a browser-based game, and this is something we already knew, but when you have a browser-based game that works with WebSockets, which is how all the information is sent to the players, if anyone can basically tap into that information and they can try to use it to their advantage. And so that kind of tapping into the WebSocket and knowing where the Alchemica are, combined with having a very wide view of the map, using the bug where they could like zoom out more than anyone. Those combinations they were able to probably have like a sizable advantage over human players. So for the first scenario where they're actually listening to the Alchemica, they can just go directly to it. And with the second one where they were zooming out like way farther than anyone, they could see Alchemica before like human players that weren't using that bug. That's the main one. From what I recall, they were kind of impeded in a way by the CAPTCHAs, not a real CAPTCHA, but the reCAPTCHA that we implemented later on, which is a Google score, and that, as we said when we first implemented it, it takes some time for their algorithm to get to know our site and get to know what is a bot, what is not a bot. So it was getting more accurate, I feel, as time went on. If it gave you a low score, there was a likelihood that you were either like in a very underrepresented region or you were a robot. But because it wasn't absolute, we can't just ban people because they don't have a high score. So it's still kind of difficult. It's kind of evidence, but it's not something you can ban indiscreetly with.
Huh.
But nothing, I mean, we watched it. It wasn't anything that we really didn't know. It's just there's a combination of many things that make it difficult to police. The main one being that there was an unlimited number of accounts that they could just constantly keep creating. So if the door is wide open, we can ban 1,000,000 accounts. They're just going to create 1,000,000 more as long as it's profitable.
Well, good thing that we don't have the. I mean, other than now, isn't really an issue for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's 1,100 players online right now. I am curious how many of those are scholars and just Gotchi gang, and how many are if someone is doing any botting right now. Hasn't really been a priority for us to look into too much recently because we've been shipping real gameplay features. But I do wonder.
I hope they're not, because if they are, I'm like just channeling and walking away, emptying reservoir. So I was like, maybe I'll double back at the end and the alchemic is there, but seeming like probably not.
Coder Dan, you just said you were working on shipping gameplay features. Do you want to maybe touch on some of the gameplay features you guys have either, coming up, working on next, or things that you're like currently like working on right now in regards to like gameplay?
Yeah, sure. Let me just pull up something here. So we're confirming this week. The last couple weeks have been a lot about confirming a kind of like a year-long roadmap that we want to try and follow as much as possible. That includes the Great Battle, the grid, lots of different various features. And so on that is NFT displays. It is the traits being implemented. It is a combat area where we can have PvP in the Citadel with like one-on-one and team battles. It includes, so those are some of the big ones. It includes obviously the Great Battle, and then finally kind of ends with the grid. And then there's obviously more beyond that, but that's as far as we're planning at least at a detailed level at this point. So can't give any exact dates yet for anything, but we're working on multiple areas at the same time and have some really exciting things to ship in the next couple months here.
Yeah, the gameplay stuff is going to be really exciting, especially the we talk about traits and wearables affecting your Gotchi's abilities. Like that is something I wanted, very early on. Once we announced there's going to be a Gotchiverse and we were collecting all these wearables, like I hope these wearables, have this like other utility. And now that that's happening, it's just all real exciting to see. It's going to be a lot of discussion around the traits and how these wearables affect the Gotchi. We have a wearables task force as well, so it'd be kind of interesting to hear from them, what they've been looking at in regards to wearables, and provide some more feedback too. It'd be good to see, like from their end. Kind of like I really like what Notorious BTC and Mikey J did together with that, very extensive report on harvesters. Like that would be interesting to get something like that on wearables once we're getting into it a little bit more.
I'm
6 to
hearing some
9
issues
months.
about spillover. You guys are saying that spillover is not quite working.
Yeah, the last few times I've tried, I've seen like 2 FUD pop out and then like nothing. It doesn't. I haven't seen the message either.
There is a delay, but that doesn't mean it's not working. You guys are saying 20. I was able to pick up some Alchemica, and appeared in my wallet within like 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. I'll report to the team now.
Yeah, I did notice when I was picking up Alchemico, it was delayed by a few minutes, something like that. You know, I think it was more at the beginning of our call, and it's getting a little bit quicker now. I reckon probably. But clearly wasn't a major issue to you, or to me. Sorry. Otherwise, I would have mentioned it. You know, a little bit delay here or there, whatever. I like the ABB, you know, of you know, the ABC is always be closing. I think for Gotchi versus ABB, always be building.
Yep. ABS, always be shipping.
I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna go check and see if that spillover actually came through yet. Hopefully, no one's gotten it. Wait, that's the wrong way. No.
Because there's actually quite a bit of a difference between always be building and always be shipping. Because you can build all you want and actually never ship anything at all.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid to
could
pull
be
the trigger.
Cardano.
One day. Nope, somebody already got the spillover. Dang.
Yeah, but you make a good point there. You know, you could just be building and building and building and never be shipping. But I think part of the cool thing that makes us a gaming DAO is, you know, as we're shipping, we're also making decisions as a DAO, like as a decentralized, you know, decentralized group working with Pixel, making a lot of decisions. So it's really cool to see how quickly you guys can still ship, even though you have all of us in your way, you know, being like, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think we should just change that.
Hey, you've been working on this for years and this is your baby, but that I think is important.
So yeah, that's like a whole nother level too. And I don't think any team in crypto can execute on that level with having that many people in their way.
No, I mean, it's a real thing. I remember when I first started in here, questions I had and like just trying to figure out why we couldn't do things, stop bots and stuff like that. And the team, like, it wasn't like, you know, there were tons of mods. There were mods, but Coder Dan, the team, Coyote would be in there answering questions and stuff like that. So it's like, you don't see that in many communities. Like, it feels like sometimes like the founders, the developers are like a separate tier of community members, and they're not willing to step down amongst the masses, you know, where Coder Dan's in here with the saddle chair and the Gotchiverse sprinting around with us, you know, having a conversation, talking about how the Fed is screwing us off. Like, you know, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, how was that dessert that you had last week?
The what?
Could
the
the
dessert
Fed,
you had from the DAO meeting.
Oh yeah, it was the late night snack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was tasty. It was let me look back at what we had. It was just some had some like shrimp and some abalone. My wife's family does, they basically do like the abalone trade, so they got like nice abalone that we can have once in a while.
Oh, what's abalone?
It's a type of seafood. It's got like it's got a, trying to think of this in English, but it's got like a shell and
Yeah, it's like a mussel. It's like a clam or an oyster type of thing.
Oh, you mean abalone?
I think it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wait, are
maybe
we
you guys
talking
pronounce it
about-
like that.
Yeah, it's abalone. It's the same thing. It's got that pretty shell.
For a second, I thought you were talking about a baloney, like, you know, like Bologna, but with the like a baloney, singular.
Conch.
And
Isn't it a conch shell? Something like
there's
that.
two types. I think there's one and there's green lips. Is that right? Green lips abalone and there's one other sort. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I just eat it.
Any abalone experts in the house?
Here's what
Lots
it
get
is.
shipped by Australia. Lots found in Australia.
Oh,
think
there it is.
Mhm.
Coated down with the picture. That
Kinda looks
stew
like a
looks good.
Like it does look good though.
Yeah, like so before I met my wife, like I would eat this stuff, and I thought it was disgusting, but it actually turned out that it was just like really, really, kind of over. Like it was over. It wasn't like fresh. It had been sitting for maybe weeks or something, or when it was frozen, it had been sitting out for a while. So it was like I was like, "What is this crap?" And then I had the real stuff, and it was a revolution.
Has anyone here tried uni? Have you guys tried uni?
Yeah.
What is that?
don't know
No,
what it is.
maybe.
It's sea urchin.
It's
Sea urchin.
No, I thought you were talking about Uniswap.
Not uni, uni.
Uni.
As a scuba diving instructor, I've been jammed so many times with bloody sea urchins. They eventually dissolve inside your body, but yeah, bloody fucking sea urchin. But no, I've never eaten it. And everyone thinks it's got an eye that looks up, but it's not an eye.
Let me just respond to the question about the great battle. When's the first great battle going to be? It's like we have the roadmap for Act 1 is 2 years, basically, roughly, from when farming goes live to the end of Act 1. You know, within that timeline, we do need a little bit of flexibility for when the first great battle is going to happen, because there's a lot of dependencies for it. So there's traits, there's all sorts of like lore and culture also that we want to unveil as we're going. We don't just want to like treat this as like a DeFi thing where we just drop the great battle with no preparation. It would just be like a big waste. We also want to make sure that we have everything in place to support all the new players, the liquidators that are going to be coming in, and that's definitely going to take some time as well. Like we're as a game, as an like an onboarding, we're still not quite strong enough. Like if we had a bunch of liquidators right now, obviously it would be pretty messy. So we're gonna try to stick to like once we have this is why we're doing all this roadmap discussion right now, to try and be able to like get a more detailed timeline for you guys. But this is like cutting edge development. It's very, very hard to predict. Like, is it going to be 6 months, 9 months? We don't want to really go beyond 9 months. I can tell you that. But it is like there's a lot of dependencies, and there's also a lot of storyline and gameplay that we want to have going out throughout this whole process.
I remember one time you were talking about creating tension in the Gotchiverse, especially between that dynamic of the Aavegotchis versus the Liquidators. I feel like some events have to lead up to this great battle to create some of that, we need to go get these guys. They need to, like, maybe there needs to be a window, like, without warning, maybe a couple dozen Liquidators just get released in the Citadel, and they just like mess people's crap up. And that gets enough people like, we need to go get these guys. I think there has to be something that pisses everyone off. I think there has to be a little bit.
They're coming for my yield. That's enough. Like any invading force. It's good though that you guys like the timeline that you're talking about, because we were talking about this last week actually during the Gotchi. That right now there are 1,100 players online, 1,100, 1,200 players. But on a normal day, like even with building, we might get like 100 players that are active at a time during the channeling hour. So we, as Gotchi Gang, need to build up our forces, because if we only have 100 active players that are really in the Gotchiverse playing at any given time without scholars and all that, and we have to, deal with an invading force of thousands, we're going to get wrecked if we're not organized. So it's good for us to have a little bit more time for us, like to discuss how we're going to defend our stuff with the players that are active, but also by recruiting more scholars and more players to help us, because you can only be in the Gotchiverse with one Gotchi. If you have 100 Gotchis, it doesn't matter if you can only go in with one. So we have to be able to corral people to help us protect our shit, or we're all going to get wrecked.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, I don't want to get wrecked,
yeah.
but it's like it brings out a degen element.
When push comes to shove, I would hope that more Gotchi Gang would show up at the key hours to hold the line. But yeah, I totally agree. And we have a lot of things. Yeah.
I was going to say we need to turn on like the different things back to get some more people drawn in. Like right now everything's paused, so if the liquidators stay on track, the Gotchis might be a little bit behind, like No Future's saying.
Is there?
I don't think it's. I don't think it's really like the. Yeah, we've turned spillover off, but there's now a lot more mechanics that can that the other players or like the scholars can help out with. So I don't think it's like we're not fully turned off as a game. It's just the spillover picking up, which was kind of an easy mechanic to game anyway, has been turned off. I think the combat will help a lot, because like once we can have combat between gotchis and like solo combat, one-on-one team combat, people are going to start getting to practice their fighting in the game, which is going to be really cool.
Yeah, gameplay will definitely bring people in, but when it comes to like having somebody do all your stuff, like I only have No Future, and like that's just adding one person, and that's all it takes to do all the stuff in the game right now. So I don't know if that would like add a bunch of people with the game mechanics right now.
I think it would, once we get to a point like what Coder Dan was saying about, imagine you walking around with your Gotchi, you have some Alchemica in your pocket, and then you stumble upon another Gotchi and you end up fighting, and whoever loses their Alchemica. It gives this like economy for people who like would just rent to go around and try to beat up people to get some money. Like I would do that if I didn't have enough money to buy a Gotchi. I would go to the bazaar, rent one just to make that yield if that was possible in game. So
now,
I think
do you have to that battle? Like, do you have to accept that battle, or does you go up and just murder people? Like,
so in the Citadel, the idea is it's a safe. Like the Citadel is safe for gotchis. If you go into the fight area, then that's where you're going to start like putting fists out. But I would not expect that you'll be able to like just mug someone in the Citadel. It could be potentially something that a guild could, like a district, might be able to turn that on, but we'd have to decide as a community if we really want that kind of energy in the Citadel.
Don't want to go through the gangway.
I don't. If we have a fight zone, that's great, because we can have a safe zone. It's like going to Disney zone. If we go in there and we can be degens and load up a little Alchemica in the pocket and beat the crap out of each other. I think a lot of people, I know I would love to do that. My son would go nuts for that, like to be able to just be in like a fight zone, and then maybe there's like a little break zone next to it where he can, go play a mini game or something while he recharges his spirit force or whatever.
Yeah, maybe we could have one wonder of the world where it's only one district can have that right.
Oh, that would be interesting. Fight Club district. So we're talking about defending the Citadel. Is there room in the DAO's budget to hire Mark Zeller for a week? Pull him away from his activities and have him stand at the front gate of the Citadel with his katana.
Swinging the katana.
We'll pay him.
We need you to stop changing both social media and financial, and come over and help us beat up some liquidators for a week.
What's besides combat and besides the Great Battle, what's something you guys are really looking forward to having in the Gotchiverse?
Antennas. I want to have like a lodge where we can host events, and then eventually the SDK part of it also, but like the idea of moving beyond just the channeling and the farming and going into the social aspect of that, because I think there's so much I think that's one of the largest undervalued opportunities in this ecosystem, and I think that it's going to be like the SDK specifically is going to allow for like groundbreaking things from some members of, because there's a lot of really innovative members in gotcha gangs. So somebody's going to do or make something that's going to be amazing, and it's going to lead to all this other innovation and copy pasta, which is going to lead to more growth. So the SDK definitely, but the lodge as well.
And then we
I'd
could,
also
doing-
like to say the NFT displays and the NFTs in general to have some sort of ecosystem around Aavegotchi art and NFTs is something I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
Anything in specific, like about the NFT display that you would want to be able to do, or just show it off, be able to buy it from within the Gotchiverse? Anything else?
Yeah.
I would say buy it within the Gotchiverse, but I have a robot launched their own little metaverse, and it's kind of like World Wide Web in a sense. Anybody can sign in with any PvP, but Robotos can do certain things to get like other NFTs. Like I got like a couple of like gala like suits or something like that. But what they do is they do have links to Rareable. So like say if I put up a koala intelligence agent, I have 10 of them, and I have them up in my eventually in my lodge or my display. Being able to link that, someone to hit a link to go to OpenSea or to wherever marketplace that NFT lives. So if it's a Gotchi specific one, like if I have a Rigo J Mortis portrait and you want to like buy that, you can click on it and go to the OpenSea or the Bazaar link if it is in the.
Yeah, I think being able to like listen to music NFTs, FaZe just said that in the comments. That's obviously I'm a musician, so that works for me.
Gotchi jukebox. Gotchi jukebox.
Yep.
I would love that.
Being able to see it, being able to see it from the road and have it being able to pull people to your parcel, just seeing like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
I guess also signs, because with the signs, I see using signs on our parcels or a mailbox of some sort more than just like, hey, I'm selling this. It'd be funny messages. There's a meme ability to that, to have like a cool roadside sign like that's a joke or something, or those things. Just more entertainment factor for me.
I remember during the beta test, we had some of the land parcels had this TV looking installation. It looked like an old television set with Pixelcraft on it. I'm kind of really curious to know what that was now. Any alpha on that? Is that something you guys are actually building out?
Those were, I believe, the first version of the NFT displays. Kind of a precursor to where we have them right now. But I mean, we're not trying to necessarily reinvent the 60s with like black and white TV, but they were pretty cute.
That was kind of cool. I'm sure the NFT displays look pretty dope. I'm looking forward to it. Still I don't really know how the NFTs are going to be displayed. Like, is it going to be, are you guys thinking when Aavegotchis are walking around, they'll be able to see them kind of scaled down relatively to the size of the Aavegotchi? Or is someone going to have to click on the NFT display and then be able to look at the NFTs that way?
Could you link could you link somehow to like on your property to be able to view that in like VR? So you could actually like walk around and look at it.
VR is a whole other can of worms as far as like having actually like compatibility and things like that. But there's a couple of ways we're exploring it. Also, I would love to hear what you guys think. So there would basically be two overall approaches. One would be it's kind of like a flat thing on the parcel where it's almost like a tile. But it would be like a tile that you could change out with. It wouldn't be a tile, actually. It would be an installation, but it would be something that you could change out and kind of, you probably wouldn't be able to walk over it, or although you might be able to. But yeah, so it would be kind of like a floor that you might be able to walk over or might not, and it would show the NFT there. Or it would be more like the altar or the harvester, the reservoir, where it's you got the base and then you got this like display coming out of it, and then you can see the NFT on the display when you zoom in.
I was kind of picturing it more like the second one, but almost more like a light projector where it kind of like projects the image in a bigger way.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of attracts attention, but more like an installation, like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, there's basically two imaginations. One, like Bin Laden says, it's like a flat TV screen. That would be one, and the other would be some sort of projection. Or, maybe we could have both.
Yeah,
I love the idea of having a billboard. So if you're near the road, you could have a billboard NFT display, and it would actually jut out on top of the road as people are flying by, and they would see it.
I was thinking if you walk up to it, it could take up the whole screen and expand maybe.
Yeah, like you can click. Maybe you should click it to maximize it, type of thing. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, expand the view so you can like view the whole screen. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just in the Gotchiverse and you got to zoom in on it. You could just tap and expand it. That way, it would keep from zooming in and out.
I like Miguel Sanchez is saying with the upgradability, if these are installations, maybe you can, upgrade your NFT display to pay for a bigger size or something like that.
Yeah, there could be. It's a little bit difficult with how our installations work. Like once you place it, it's kind of taken up the grid. But within it, it could be a 2x2. Maybe the NFT display is actually smaller. You could upgrade it until it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Kind of. That would be one way. Or we could have the 2x2 model is just cheaper than the 4x4, or like you could have like a 10x10 model. Who knows? They could get very big. Or the billboard is really big. So there's a lot of interesting ideas that if you guys have any thoughts on that, feel free to make a topic on the DAO discussion, just to get some discussion on that. But definitely a very exciting topic to discuss, and one that I'm really looking forward to.
Will you ever be able to shift the view on being able to shift it from northwest, south, and east?
Like spin things around?
Yeah, right now, some of the pieces that are in the world are only they're in the way, even though they wouldn't be in the way if you were upside down.
Yeah, it's right now all the objects are actually 3D models. So we have 360-degree views of everything. It's just the way they're imported into the game in Phaser is we kind of have to take a snapshot of one side of them. But we are going to start exploring some basic 3D at some point. So anything like a square, like an altar, theoretically we could have it displayed a different direction, but we need to explore exactly how to do that on chain.
Yeah, and that way, every which way your Gotchi looks, you can kind of see a different angle of something,
Yeah, totally. If just back to the NFT display as a tile, it wouldn't actually be a tile, it would be an installation, because you can do a lot with it. But if it were on a tile, would the community feel like that would kind of rug the actual tiles, or would it be okay? You would still be able to differentiate an NFT display from a golden tile.
I'd be fine
But
with that.
it is an installation. It's not a. It would on chain. It's an installation. But if you were able to walk over it, it would kind of feel like it would feel more like a tile. Theoretically, you could put a tile under it if you wanted. And the alternative, I mean, either way, it's an installation. But if you can't walk over it, it would feel more like an installation, like you'd collide into it.
If it was like a billboard too, it would be above the tile, right? So you wouldn't get much.
Yeah,
It
it
honestly
would
sounds
be-
like. Well, it sounds like we're gonna have a couple different classes of these. Then, quite honestly, it doesn't sound like there's gonna be one perfect solution. In terms of creative expression, we're gonna need a couple different versions of this.
Yeah, totally.
Hefe, did you see Mike Callium's thing that he tagged us in about the raffle?
Raffle. Rigo has the details. He's got links to the wheel of names. So if we want to do drawings after this space, we can. But I have a work call right up on the butt of this, so I won't be able to run points. I just need. Rigo has all the details in a DM, so he can kind of coach it along. We just need to remind everyone to be aware of that. That's happening.
So is it a raffle or a bid? Do you bid on him or?
It's a raffle.
Raffle. Okay. I thought maybe we were going to get that GPM thing, like a bid up on it. You know what I mean? See who bids the most. It's artwork, nonetheless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're always doing things different here at GMI. We don't have a single perfect distribution method. It's really casual, and we're always kind of exploring new methods. So this one's kind of unique. He's got 6 rarities in general: common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythical, godlike. The common, uncommon, and rares were like by the unit. So 10 ghosts, and you just got one straight up. There's no competition for that. If you wanted one, you got one. That's closed now. And then the other 3, you put in drop tickets. 250 drop tickets got submitted, and then we're going to just draw against those drop tickets to issue for the 30, the 15, and the 5 on the high tier rarities.
I like the way that you did something with the drop tickets too.
Gotcha is all done, closed up. We just got to get those minted out. Hefe's working on become a MacBook user. And so once he gets that done, we'll be shooting all of this stuff out. We got like 3 different NFTs in the queue to produce and distribute.
What are we going to do if that freezes like the new things coming out? What are we going to do about like the dilution of friends and the tickets?
That's a good question. We've been talking about that in the DAO discussions recently, and it's kind of like that SIG prop initially put out was 50-50 down the middle. There's 50% saying we want to keep the friends, we stake it for tickets, whatever, and create some sort of return that way. And then the other side saying, yeah, we should move on, retire friends one way or another, and then, eventually move to a glitter system.
Also, we need a use case for those drop tickets that those friends have already created before the 4th week drugs.
Very true, yeah.
We can have more of that discussion tomorrow in the DAO. The general consensus seems to be that the drop ticket, like there's no way to just final out and flesh out all the drop tickets 100%. So they will just be kind of convertible with the glitter tickets. So any future raffles you'd basically be able to get a ticket with friends or a ticket with glitter.
I know Jesse had said something about something might be coming up to use for those drop tickets. Is that any alpha on that?
Now I mentioned it earlier, but there will be something coming up. But again, not likely to flush out all the drop tickets that have ever been created since the last one. There's a lot of them. The expected value of those is enormous at this point. So it's it's not. I don't think at this point in this market, it's realistic to say that we could do any sort of big NFT drop that would consume all those tickets.
But in the future, what you're saying is those drop tickets will have enormous value.
No, I'm not saying that.
Maybe I'm just hot. I heard something. I heard you say something like that, and it's all my bad.
No, but I think moving to glitter ticket system and even what we're talking about with wearables earlier, it's gonna change the dynamics of how I'm interested to see how the wearable market gets shaped now with these changes. Once it's gonna take a while to make these changes, but once these changes are made where people can buy tickets with glitter or they can use it to upgrade structures or other things that you can do with glitter, I imagine the amount of tickets being entered into these is gonna not be the same amount of tickets being entered with the inflationary supply of friends, because glitter is a fixed amount per block. So that's going to be interesting. And then also this conversation that we have right now with the proposal in the DAO to put a cap on wearables in relation to the amount of gotchis. That's going to be interesting as well, and see what's going to happen with wearables after that.
I will say, Hefe, you got me kind of interested here just running this raffle with Rigo and kind of pivoting into accepting drop tickets as like a third party standalone project for submission. And that's kind of an intriguing thought too. And it makes me interested to see if maybe the guilds themselves or groups like GMI can't become a little bit of sinks for these drop tickets. And we can live with that liquidity.
Yeah, it is interesting to have other use cases for the drop tickets. Maybe they're involved in mini games. Maybe they can be, I guess they could be repurposed in other ways also, in our ecosystem. Maybe the drop tickets can also be used to bid on NFTs. That would be a cool use case to clean up some drop tickets. You have some maybe you're able to reach out to some really cool, well-known artists, and you do a few one-of-ones. And then maybe there's an auction, like Aavegotchi holds a NFT auction with these pieces, and then you bid on them with raffle tickets or something. That would be cool.
That goes for all the assets in the economy, actually. As we have more guilds and more mini games, games being built on top of Aavegotchi, it really makes sense, I think, to actually use the native assets that we have, like the Ghost and Alchemica, Glitter. If we have more games using those at the same time, that's going to be even better for those assets. So if any mini games are in the process of building out their own economies, it's worth considering maybe having some use cases for Glitter and Alchemica as well, because it's just going to help the overall ecosystem maintain a balance.
Hey, if anybody wants to sponsor my daily, I'll gladly accept drop tickets.
Seems like you really want those drop tickets. Do you know something I don't know?
No, I have like 500 of them. Somebody listed for 1,000 Ghosts, and I'm like, this is just disrespectful. So I want to average down like crazy, because whenever we do have a use case for them, I'm just going to probably drop all of them in, like 1,000, maybe 2,000 of them in, and swing for the fences. I'm getting bored in life, so I need to take some more risks.
Is there? I mean, do we know how many are out there right now?
I don't know. Tons of them. But look at our last raffle that we had. It felt like that raffle for the decorations, those were some of the best odds for me to win. I didn't really even jump in that heavily into that raffle, and I won like 30 items. So I was like, yeah, a raffle during a bear market seems like a good opportunity, because everybody else is kind of afraid or, sitting on the sidelines. So I would definitely go. I want to go in really hard on this next raffle, or maybe, just see if there's going to be a pump in the ticket prices as we go into it. But more than likely, I'm just going to dump in like 500 and hope for the best.
Yeah, acquiring them at these prices, I mean, that's a really good deal. So, especially if you land something really awesome.
Someone made a good point. You know, you were just talking about using the in-game assets across other things in our ecosystem coming in. Bin Laden's saying Yannick's new game is going to be like that. Have you guys seen the trailer for this game? It's like super interesting. I'm gonna post a video of it right now. Check this out. This was a tweet. This is a game he's working on, inspired by Dark Forest and Aavegotchi cross. So this is going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to this. Among other games, like we got Liquidator's Chase, Gotchi Miners is coming out with the multiplayer. Like, I don't think people realize what's going on in the back of our ecosystem right now. We have a Music Parkour that's actually making 3D rendered models of all our Aavegotchis, and apparently they're going to be able to pull all the stats of the Aavegotchi on chain into the 3D models in this like VR obstacle course game that you'll be able to play with your Gotchi. So like there's all these cool experiences coming out. I don't think they get amplified enough. But
That sounds dope. That sounds really dope, man. I mean, I was just talking about that, so that's awesome.
yeah, we need to have some sort of like event that highlights, these builders. I know we had a small section in our guild summit, but looking back, reflecting on that, I don't think it did justice for how many people actually were building besides the presenters there.
Yeah, this trailer is epic. I would not refer to this as a.
Yeah, I agree very much.
All right, who's renting gotchis that are available to channel now? Come on, where are the deals at? I got some level 4s and level 3s that I need to hit. I think I have, how many land do I still have available? I can do another 67 channeling, so I'm I need more gotchis. See what's happening in the bazaar.
Ooh, Dr. Wagme, judging by your collection, I bet those double myth eyes might finally see some utility in this game. That's going to be cool. I mean, eyes don't have necessarily, we touched on this before, the eyes don't necessarily have utility in our core gameplay, but I could see them being used as a like a gating mechanic for a lot of games. It's a really good feature to have. Or integrate, I should say.
By the way, friends, we are making good progress on V2. And the design that you guys saw previously in the video, we've actually spent a little bit extra time improving that and just really making it super nice. The development is continuing on that, and I would say it should be possible to launch in August, but yeah, there's no major blockers for it at this point. There's a lot of cool stuff coming with V2. And it's fully open source, which is going to be awesome.
The open source is interesting because, like say for example, GMI wanted to create their own little mini marketplace for NFTs or whatever. They could do that, right? They could create a little side marketplace aside from the main bazaar.
Yeah, so basically how it would work, you could theoretically submit a pull request to the repo, and obviously we're going to review it and use our discretion for it. But if it's like a feature or something that really adds value to the main site, we could definitely add that. The other part is that you could just fork it and you could do your own version, kind of like what Yannick has done with Fireball GG, where you can fork it and use it as a template for your own site. So you don't have to rebuild the entire site. You've already got this nice template that you can use for your project. That's also like a really nice benefit. It comes with a lot of GraphQL queries for the subgraphs. It comes with all the functions you need for getting on-chain SVGs and everything. So it's going to come with a lot of stuff built in that you can just pick and choose what you need. We're also working on a little dashboard. Obviously, we got that really nice glitter dashboard that our friend is working on, but we are also working on a dashboard for ourselves that we're going to be publishing once it's a little bit more polished, called the State of the Gotchiverse. And I believe these numbers are accurate. So looking at this, this is going to give, the idea is to kind of give a bird's eye view of the Gotchi economy in the Gotchiverse. So according to this, there's been 4 million FUD, 507,000 FOMO, 1.8 million alpha, and 673,000 KEK spent on tiles. And upgrades, we're getting up there, almost more than 500,000 FUD so far spent on upgrades. But again, I haven't verified these. I'm not 100% sure how accurate they are, but they are coming from the subgraph that we've also been spending a lot of time improving and adding new functionality to. So the State of the Gotchiverse it's going to be a cool dashboard once it's finalized.
Are you working on the map at all inside the Gotchiverse to kind of like see more specific where you are?
Yep, there is a build. The current mini map that we have is actually very a little bit different from what the current, like the actual design that we have. It's just getting the manpower to implement the design as expected is going to take some time. But yeah, we do want to have a much more dynamic mini map, so you can see where you spawned, you can see where your parcels are, maybe see where your friends are if once we have like a friend functionality kind of thing.
Will it be
Definitely
like
better navigation.
Will it be just like a regular game where you'll be able to click on the map instead of it being up there and then just jump into it?
What do you mean?
You know, like you can just click on the map and then you can jump into it to see everything, move around, zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah, for sure. That's like a lot more intuitive and functional.
Very cool. Maybe you can like put like a little dot, like if you want to turn yourself on, you'd be able to find Coder Dan inside the Gotchi, zoom in, see where you are, you know. And like I said earlier, you'll be able to like turn your location on for certain people, so you can also hide yourself from everybody else. So, you know, kind of like in like old games.
Man, I can't wait to get the GBM function in the bazaar. That's going to be epic. So, Coder Dan, you were talking about the roadmap, essentially, and you mentioned Great Battle and Grid. So, Backside.bz just put up the big map, the full map of the grid in Citadel. Within this roadmap, how much of this grid do you think would be opened by, I guess within this roadmap's timeline?
For the year roadmap that we're working on, probably just the Forest of FUD and maybe the arena. Maybe the South Beach.
Yeah.
We just want to have that ocean. But definitely the eastern side, I would not say that would be possible. There's there's a lot to explore over in that side of the story.
Will gotchis be able to go into the ocean? Like, can they swim? I guess we've never really thought about this, right?
We'll see.
Okay. Feature request. Gotchi swimming. Gotchi, what is it? It'll have to be like a nude, yeah, it'll be a nude beach. So you have to take off your wearables before you go in.
It's only if you have an Aave boat.
Just gonna
Moon
see
will be
Moon
the
out there.
lifeguard on duty with his Aave boat.
Who else has an Aave boat? Does anyone know?
So if we can have swimming, we have to have scuba diving, and we have to have drowning then, and whale sharks. Turtles.
Kind of a ocean liquidator type character, something that we have to battle or something. Yeah, because the beach is outside of the Citadel, so you have to.
Yeah, I mean there might be some liquidators coming in from the south entrance. Gonna have to watch out. Someone will have to man that side of the Citadel. Gonna have the beach duty.
Rigo just dropped. He's gonna open up entry for family on the raffle there. So it's like 30 minutes till we do that raffle drawing after this call's over. And so I think that he's just dropped the details there for entries and submissions. He's closed last night, but he's going to be nice for the next 25 minutes, it looks like.
Oh, shoot.
Just a quick question with reservoirs. Has anyone worked out what the cheapest optimal spot is as far as what level? Level 3, level 4, level 5? Yeah,
I
Depends
personally
on your land size. Are you on a spacious?
I've got many land, but yeah, let's go with spacious first.
There's actually a guide that Pixelcraft kind of put out, like a template that you can use. Personally, I'm going level 6 because the spillover is an I have a few level 6 altars. And then level 6, the spillover isn't as bad. Like if you're going level 3, level 4, you're losing a lot in spillover. And the reservoirs, I feel like at those levels, you're not really getting a ton of yield from, like, I have one client who has, like, per day, I think his harvesters produce like 900 FUD per day, but it has to be empty 3 times a day. And that's like on a level 6 setup. And I think he set up multiple level 6 harvesters. He has a whole like row of them. So, if you have, I like level 6 because I have them already. I did the cost based on Alchemica to fully go to level 6 if you already have the altar and not including the glitter you would spend to do the upgrades quickly. Like a few days ago, that was at like $12. Like a week and a half ago, that was like $800. Like to literally buy all the Alchemica and just run through it. So it's not that, it's not out of reach, but it is getting more expensive. If you go level 4, last week it was like $288. Now it's like around $330, maybe $350 to upgrade all the way up to level 4, assuming you have the altar and not including the glitter. So I aim for level 6, but level 4 is also decent.
Okay, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, just focus on the reservoirs though, because that's where the spillover is really hitting you.
If you actually want to get the highest ROI, I believe it does make sense to have the level 9s, though. If you want to have the highest and fastest ROI, it does, with the new recipes, it does come with level 9. Because it just
was like the
lose
major
less spillover.
That was like the major adjustment that was made, right? For the recipes.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, did we lose Coder Dan?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Yeah, ideally level 9 is the goal. It's just I don't have that capital Like I wish I was bearded. I would have 2 or 3 of them set up, but it takes I need more capital.
Did you ever go for that L9 golden altar? I know you're talking about that before.
I
But the
was
altar is the biggest cost.
yeah, that's the big cost. I have a L6 golden altar. I haven't brought it up to. It's actually on a reasonable, so I've been a little bit like I've been slower at building on the reasonable because I want to focus on my spacious first.
And if you guys have not already, they can't hear me.
Hey,
We
Coder
can
Dan.
hear you. Yeah, you're kind of coming in a little choppy, but coming in.
I think your timing's off.
We did lose you for a while there, Dan, though. Don't know if you can hear us, but we did lose you for a while, a minute or two ago.
I think we're on a time shift with them right now.
Time shit.
We were just about to get some alpha, and it just
Intercepted.
the drop tickets are going to be used for the next raffle. Click. No.
Liquidated.
So going back to the reservoirs level, so clearly level ones are just not rubbish, but just insanity. So yeah, getting to level 2, 3, 4 is as instantly as possible or as quickly as possible without the glitter.
Yeah, I haven't used any makers because right now it does. But there is like eventually there will be a place where you can where it makes more sense for the maker, but we're just not there yet.
I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I got booted there for a second. I don't know what happened. Back on.
Yeah, we're still talking about like ideal reservoir setups. Gotchanomics says, "Call me crazy, but I'm pretty happy with low-level harvesters to avoid burning a ton of glitter as a starting setup." I get that. I just like it's good to go with the higher reservoirs. I rather upgrading the harvesters is more expensive than the reservoirs. But if I can get them all up to level, so that they're even, just for like my OCD, then that's nice. I want to have one of each. Where like some of the first parcels I started, I went to like level 4 on the reservoir, and I have 10 level 1s, and they're all like basically making nothing. Where I could have just like had one that I pushed to level 4, and now it's actually earning something. And then when I'm ready, bringing it up to level 5 will be easier, just so I could save space on the parcel for future aesthetic things that we might be getting, like rugs and maybe new grasses or NFT displays or whatever,
Yeah, cool. That makes sense.
So Dr. Wagner saying big brain play is always be upgrading your harvesters total glitter expense. So I guess you're meaning like I have my harvester, it still can harvest even if it's upgrading. Go for patient to wait for that next level up so I don't lose that glitter, which could, is already being burnt over time.
Yeah, that's actually a good suggestion because now we've just shipped being able to spin glitter mid upgrade, so you can get your upgrade started, and then when you feel it's time to finish it, you've saved a little bit of money there.
Hang on, so clarify that for me because I didn't know that was part of it too. So now we can add glitter after starting an upgrade, correct?
Yep, yeah, that was just posted in the Gotchiverse updates there.
Nice.
Well done, sir. Well done. That's key.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's
their altar walked away. So much alchemica.
super awesome, man. Well done, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey,
Yeah,
just
those
clarifying
are
on this
two
too.
big-
Totally a client had. We talked a lot about it, but just to reiterate on this, right? So can you ask if there will ever be a thing where you can move the things you build on your parcel instead of having to destroy it and rebuild it completely?
Yeah, definitely. That's on the list for sure. It's coming soon.
Duppy figured out how to do it through Looper Dev. He had to go through a whole like thing, but he was able to. It's the hardest part, I
It
believe,
is,
figure out
yeah,
the coordinates.
yeah. It is actually live on the contract. So if you know how to do Looper Dev, it is live there. It's just not live in the UI yet.
Actually, I noticed that on Looper Dev this morning, you have a remove addresses from function. So that's not on the UI, but we could do it through the smart contract, right?
Which one?
Remove addresses from whitelist.
Oh, I think it's on the UI, isn't it?
I don't remember. I always remember that I can. Or maybe I just haven't looked into it recently.
There's a small tool. It's really janky and not a great experience, but it's something I occasionally use for looking up parcels on like for a support request. You guys might find this useful, but it's not under development at all. It's just a very basic tool. So you can connect your wallet to it, and then you can input the address, and you can see the Alchemica balance of that. I believe it's of that individual. So this is using my current address there, but you can then input the address of whoever you want to see, and it will show the grid on chain for all of their installations. Doesn't show the tiles, but it does show the installations. So could be useful if you want to count it out. Like the grid starts from 0. So if you want to count from left to right, it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can count left. You can count to the right and count down to get the exact coordinates. So might help someone. It's kind of an interesting. I mean, it's cool seeing everything as it is on chain with the perfect grid that we've got set up.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Check it out.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same grid that Eritree's been using to draw the parcels. Because the entire grid is on chain, which is why you have to make an on-chain transaction every time you equip or unequip something. But that's really cool because you can actually see the entire grid as it is on chain. Also, I saw a message earlier from Hardcore saying that you should pay attention to the spillover rate of each reservoir because it is true. The 4 different Alchemica, they have different recipes, they have different spillover rates, and they play very differently within the game. So you should pay attention to that. Like the Alpha reservoir has a much higher spillover rate than the Keck reservoir because Alpha is liquid.
I didn't know that.
That is interesting.
So we've actually have different densities and weights that we've been that help us think about the Alchemica. So Alpha is like the most watery, so it kind of flows out. It has a much higher spillover rate. And then Keck is the heaviest, so it's got the lowest spillover rate.
And if you think from say level 1 alpha, which is 77 spillover, so that's 23% in your pocket yourself, and a level 2 66, so therefore it's 34%. So the difference from 23 to 34 is almost a 50% increase of what's in your pocket.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to have like a level 1 reservoir. Yeah, it definitely up to a point, it definitely makes sense to keep upgrading. Once you get to like level 5, 6, with Alpha, I think it is. If you've got the Alpha on your parcel, it does make more sense probably to have a higher level reservoir.
And there's that time factor too. So it's like the longer I leave these, level 1 and 2 reservoirs on my land, the longer I leave them there, the more of that's just being given away to the spillover especially like how high it is with the level ones. Like say I never upgrade my setup and I just let it kind of run through the course of all the alpha. This parcel that I'm working on has 140k alpha, so 70% of that would just like disappear into the ether. That's a lot. But I mean, I would never do that. I think what you're saying makes sense, like to keep upgrading and at least get up to that level 5, level 6 in the intermediate, and then you're kind of comfy for a little while till you can build up to 7, 8, 9. So you said alpha is liquid, and you said Keck is metallic, right?
Yeah, it's not really metallic, but it's a heavy element. Heavier than so FUD is the next heaviest, and then FOMO, and then alpha is the lightest in terms of density.
Have you weighed this mathematically, like like the offset, like as if
We
you would
gotta
do
scale out.
Yeah, like
We do have a
Oh, did we get rugged again?
There was more alpha coming out there.
my back now.
yeah.
You're back.
Yep.
I don't know what.
Yeah, it's just Dan himself clicking mute. He starts pulling out the big alpha.
He's just messing with us. He's like about to say something epic, and then he's like, "Sorry."
There's pause, and then there's, yeah, and what do you think of that, guys? How amazing is that? Yeah.
Hey, I did have a question. How have you guys had any like when you're onboarding or chatting with like real life friends or randos on the internet? Have you had any experience with people wanting to like get into the Aavegotchi farming but not knowing where to start, or are there any big questions that they've had?
I've had more people who are already part of Gotchi Gang that just are not. Oh man, what am I missing? Newer people have like asked about it, but they just tend to go to my channel, so that's where they'll start to look.
Yeah, it's just I'm curious what people completely newcomers are thinking when they see, all it's getting to be quite a complex ecosystem, but at the same time, farming's not that hard. You just you need a gotchi and you need to just play the farm game. But no, futuristic, would love to see some more tutorial videos.
Yeah, I got to do them. I have to just sit down and do them. You guys just ship so fast, so I feel like I'll work on a video and then the video will be like outdated, but I'll put it out with some new features like there.
Yeah, yeah, I would focus more on the overall, like the basics, rather than like specific features.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot. You're farming. There's channeling. It's a lot, but there's so many different ways to earn that yield in this game. So it's like, as long as it can be spoon fed to people, like to show them like, hey, it seems like a lot. Like once you actually look and play, it's actually really straightforward. It's easier than to like kind of market and push it.
Yep.
Have a bunch of like little 2-minute, videos in a series, like Alchemica collecting series, right? And have just the little basics broken down.
Yeah, what I would say is for these kind of things at this point, because the ambassador, but I know the DTF was talking about like bounties and stuff. I would love for the DTF to put out like a list of things they want, because I'm down to do that, and like I just need more direction specific to like what like is necessary. I kind of like can free, kind of do what I do and pick and choose, but it's also better to get a, 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 little direction for me.
Well, I will say you're like herding a freaking kitten, man. Dr. Wagme does a really good job of coming over and letting us know what's kind of the deal. And we've been sitting on a load of work from DTF anyway. And so we just got to communicate it better through our own internal ranks. We've all got so much going on with farming and are detracted from the typical day-to-days.
Yeah, just let me know, because for me, like, writing this all the time. I try to explain what I do to people and they just don't get it. But, doing this kind of stuff, I love doing it. I just need to know, like, what's useful, what isn't. Because, I can channel every day and live stream that while I'm smoking weed. And I don't know if that's really actually useful in any real way versus like educational content that's very like targeted towards what people, need to learn to enter the game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like the daily channeling is like probably fun for Gotchi Gang to watch, but if you're trying to actually get like newcomers in, it's not going to really be that effective because it's just not going to get targeted by YouTube to them.
Yeah. Plus, I think live streams, they don't like. We'll have chats, people will be there and chatting, but it doesn't get the kick from the algo.
Well, I can't say enough emphasis on LensTube. Call in general, LensTube is very underbuilt right now, and there's a lot of domination opportunity for Gotchi Gang to have awesome content over there flooding the scene.
Yeah, true.
So I was just having a bit of a thought. For people that don't want to burn glitter, I wonder if it's actually worth not harvesting. So you build your harvesters, you build your reservoirs. I wonder if it's worth not actually emptying your reservoirs until you're actually on level 4, 5, 6, something like that.
I haven't had
just
to. Exactly that. I haven't had to because I'm upgrading. So, like, I'm not using glitter, but I'm upgrading quick enough that every time it gets full, I'm actually upgrading that, and I can just wait for it to fill up again. So I haven't had to empty yet.
Interesting. Did you only buy one harvester for each?
Yeah.
Or did you buy multi?
Yeah, one harvester, one reservoir right now, and I'm trying to build all the reses up to where I want them before I upgrade the harvesters.
Yeah, cool. And then get more, get 5, 10, 20, whatever, depending on the size of the pile, etc.
I'm on a reasonable, so I think I'm just going to keep upgrading the 8 installations I have until I feel like I've maxed it to the point I want, and then I might do more after that. But I'm just going to focus on what I have.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys upgrade and not burn the glitter. I feel like I'm too impatient.
It's hard to talk yourself out of it. I'm trying to get my discipline under control there too. It's tough.
Yeah, I've made it so that I won't touch the LP position, doesn't get touched, and I'm trying not to claim the rewards. Just leave it, ignore it. I'll just mark it, buy, and destroy. But it's also like there is going to be a point where I'm going to look back and be like, you fool! Like you could have waited the 8 days and saved the the 60 or 80,000 glitter on that one installation, or on 10 of them if you did it once. So it's like but there's a price to being patient.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years from now, we're going to look at that, and we're going to be, all of us burning all this glitter right now, we'll be like the 50 Bitcoin for pizza guys.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be using full language still.
You paid $1 million glitter for that. That's like, you could buy a house with that now.
Eventually, there'll be fractionalized glitter.
That's crazy. Shout out to, if you guys haven't seen from Wagme Warriors from Jared, they have a quality of life app now available on mobile devices called Gotchi Buddy, which keeps up with your channelings, your pettings, your reservoir emptyings, your installation upgrade timelines. Super slick. Very, very happy to have it. Yeah,
Can I ask, for that app, do I have to connect a wallet, or is it something as simple?
You don't even have to connect a wallet. You just need to give it a wallet address, and then it'll just
that's
monitor that
perfect.
wallet address to see what's in it. So it's not an active like Web3 connection. It's just a monitoring dApp.
Can you put a link to that in there into our Discord? Because I need that in my life.
Yeah,
Because I need that
work.
for other people too, not just myself.
I'm just gonna route you straight to Wagme Warriors Discord is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because my current method is I just like I have an Excel spreadsheet with lands that have like installations on them for harvesting and farming, and my clients. And then basically I just check the land several times a day. Like I know one land needs to be emptied out 3 times a day. So like I'm constantly just going and checking because these are level 6 parcels, so I end up channeling on them. I try to channel on them at least 4 times a day, just to other than sleep and shifting of scheduling and whatnot. So I'm constantly just checking, but it's I'm already in the Gotchiverse, so it's no big deal. But if I could set up an app and then just monitor the different wallets, that would be just so much more efficient.
I've got utility in it, and I'm not even close to what you're moving, so I know that someone like you would use it really well. And they've already made 2 major upgrades to it, and then they're working on push notifications next, so that way you don't even have to be the one checking it; it'll check you. So if you just get into the Wagme Warriors Guild Discord server on their channel list, it's a little bit down the list, but you're looking for a channel header called Gotchi Buddy. With Gotchi Buddy is where they're doing the feedback and the availability and all that good stuff.
That sounds like it'd be perfect for you, No Future. It's working well, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. There's like a random Gotchi that was just standing by itself, and it's running away from me now because I'm just trying to, it's like a social welfare check-in. I really like the new animation for the sprinting.
Yeah, it's a bit janky, but we'll get that settled. It's going to be nice when it's working perfectly. I love it.
Spamming me with bubbles. M4. Who is M4? Oh no, I lost him.
All right, friends, I'm going to sign off here, but I hope everyone has a great Saturday, and we'll chat again here in 22 hours for the DAO Hangout. Looking forward to it.
Cool. See you, Dan.
Later.
See you
Later, friend.
Have a
Happy
good night.
farming.
I feel like this is a good time to transition over into our raffle that we're gonna do.
Raffle.
Raffle. So
how
should we? Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm saying. So how do you plan on doing this?
So do we have Wheel of Names set up? Because I guess we should all head over.
Yeah,
Don't know if
Rigo's got the Wheel of Names, and I think we're gonna head over to GMI server to do it so that we can share the screen.
Ooh. Let's do it. Okay, friends. Let me drop the link for GMI. Oh, perfect. My calm's on it. Join us in there if you want to come hang out, and if you did enter in the raffle, you can come check out and see if you won. We're gonna spin the wheel a bunch of times. So
what room are we gonna be in?
Do you want to go the amphitheater? Our amphitheater?
Probably Sounds of the Ghost because we need to. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Sound of the Ghost, friends.
All right. I'll see you there.
GMI server. We'll see you there. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.
See you, everyone. Take it easy.
Take it easy, guys. I'm gonna run over there now. I'm still gonna keep streaming, I guess, but let me jump out of the room.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
What's up, mofos?
Yo. What's happening?
Which chat are we going to be in?
What?
Which chat server will we be in?
Oh, chat server. GMI calls? GMI calls. Yeah.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just take this full screen. You're going to be doing a screen share, right?
I don't have anything.
I have it. I'll do the screen share. I got us. I see Lasserin in here. Lasserin, do me a favor and shoot me a DM somewhere with your wallet address. You were one of the raffle winners for the original GMI Summit attendance list, and I need wallet addresses so we can send those prizes out as well. So if you would, please.
Yeah, Mycalium sent me all of the stuff to do the raffle, and I was like, this looks like a lot. Like I can do this, but like I'm gonna be fumbling through it.
No,
This
no
looks
worries, guys.
scary.
Let's chit chat and just be friendly for a second because I gotta be honest. I gotta use the restroom real quick, and then I gotta smoke sesh real quick. So I will be right back in here.
Yeah, I
Time,
gotta
man.
get a coffee and I'll be right back
They
too.
got to go takes the poopies. How can I set this up so that we can see everything I want to see? We'll go to a DVE. We're just gonna make one up. Fuck.
Did anyone catch what Wagme Warriors were talking about with that new feature in their guild? What were they referring to?
It was a new app, like a app that will be able to like give you notifications on, or eventual notifications on, I guess, your parcels and reservoirs. I don't know a lot about this though, so
I got you on that one. So it's called Gotchi Buddy. Gotchi Buddy is the name of it. I'm using it on my. I don't know if it's Apple enabled yet or not, but it's a mobile device app that downloads and operates on your phone, and you enter a wallet address, and it will monitor that wallet address to see any kind of Gotchi related assets in terms of Gotchi's parcels or installation upgrades. And it has these 5 categories that it timelines for you. So it lets you know next Gotchi petting, lets you know when your Alchemica reservoirs are full, at what capacity they're at, how much is in there, lets you know when your land is ready to channel, lets you know where your installations are along their upgrade path.
Yep, I see it now. That is super dope. I am really excited
It's
about
fantastic. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Cool.
It's been out
Yeah.
for like 3 days, and he's already done 2 major upgrades to it. So he's listening and working fast on it, and push notifications is the next big one.
That's awesome.
Kingdom feature. I got my screen share pulled up and the wheels showing, so you can kind of get some stream balance done if you'd like to. Or actually, it says it's failed to
Okay.
start. Hang on, let me fire it up again.
yeah.
Wait, you
Just
rescheduled for
building
3
out
already
live
confirmed,
stream.
didn't you?
Look. Oh,
Oh, the truck reservation is moved to 3.
It's looking better. Perfect. Give me a second to, then we'll rock and roll.
gotta take care of that truck reservation.
Real quick before we get started, does anybody know if there's anything like that for like bazaar activity? If something gets posted or listed for under a certain percentage, is there any update app for that?
No, that'd be useful though. Okay, I guess this works. Bam. And I faded to black. All right, there we go. So you shared your screen, right, Mycalium? There we go. Oh, maybe not that small.
Are we just waiting on my cow?
Seems that way.
Okay.
All right. I have a sniper bot. Oh, I gotta join that guild now.
Sniper, nice.
They're right next door to us.
What guild are you in, friend?
All right, my lovelies.
Oh, you're back.
I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm feeling much better. Let's have some fun. All right, let me get some stuff pulled up here so we know who's getting what. All right, so just quick review too. We're going to do the attendance summit raffle first. So this is for all the individuals that attended the guild summit. So badass, and thank you all for being there with us. So we drew 4 prizes last time. One was a one-hit wonder NFT. That was the 420 one-hit wonder by Shaw. Took that one home. These are all still pending distribution. I'm gathering addresses and we'll get these out. Shaw got that one, and then we gave away 3 of the third Adept NFTs. And so this is a really slick NFT put together by Ben Lagan based on Friendless Summer's script of the 9 Adepts. And so Senor, Musashi, and each of those prizes. So for the Guild Summit specifically, we're drawing right now for the common raffle, or a common raffle, an uncommon raffle, a rare raffle, 1 copy of Gotchika, 1 copy of Among Us, 1 copy of the OG, and then we're also going to top things off with 1 copy of the Rasta Party, which is kind of hiding in the weeds right now. This was the Bin Laden Face collaborative piece that they released among the activity of the Guild Summit. And with Guild Summit and Goobs and farming releases, that I really do feel like it's fallen off the radar. And so this is still an ongoing work piece, and we're going to probably push this all throughout the month of August. And I'm hoping to maybe time the distribution of that with potentially the launch of Guild Channeling, but that might be too far out. So we'll see on Rasta Party, but that is something else that we're also drawing for today. Okay.
What if we're going to have a Rasta Party going up for grabs? That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll do 1 copy of Rasta Party as well. Let me see if I can do a little bit of screen sharing stuff here. Let me move things. Okay, are you guys seeing both of these pages next to each other, or is it just showing the wheel of names?
I'm only seeing a half wheel of names page.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's on the one then. I'll keep it this way then. Okay, so first up right here, we're drawing for the common raffle. Is anyone on their mind? Are we good to go? Is everything coming through clear? Is this working?
Yeah, loud and clear. I can see you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so here we go. Boom. One thing on these, right now we're starting the whole wheel over, and so those original 4 winners are still on. And so a question just right now that we can decide is, when a winner is picked on this wheel, do we want that winner removed from future wins? Or do you want people to stay?
What was the I don't know.
There's like 118 folks on here. Four of which have already won from the last time. And so what do you think? Pull them or leave them?
Sure.
I'm doing this because I'm making money, and there's still money to be made. Otherwise, I would have hopped off a while ago.
You tell him, Mac. All right, perfect. Okay, so first up here, let me just set here. We're drawing for the common raffle. We're just going to go for it and let it rip. And we'll figure out what we want to do as we're doing it, because it's a casual, good, friendly group in here. No one's too worried about this. Kiss my ass. Addison takes home. So we'll get the address and make that happen. I am going to go ahead and pull names from here so we don't have double winners on this specific drawing. The names will stay for the raffle because those are weighted odds. And so those, you get the same odds across all of those drawings. This is for the raffle. Wish Nikki. We see Wish Nikki around plenty. They're pretty active in the community, though quiet, never really a mic talker. So maybe one day we'll get to hear Wish Nikki's voice. This is for, and I actually have a very strong feeling that we're going to end up seeing the market invert, and the common, uncommon, and rares are going to become the real true collector's pieces, because there's going to be less of them issued than anything else. There we go, Dr. Wagme taking home the rare raffle. Because as of right now, uncommon and rare, I think the numbers are 7, 7, and 9. So very low quantity units got pushed out for those 3 low tier rarities, which was almost anticipated, and ironically, that's exactly how it went down.
Hefe said that was going to happen, and I in my mind I called him a liar, and then he was 100% right. So
Well, that's actually kind of cool because it turns out maybe walking away with the common Raffle is going to be the most uncommon asset. All right, so here we go. That's Raffles there, Addison, Wishnicki, and Dr. Wagme. And so next up, we're drawing for the three of the Bin Laden side of the collection. So the Gotchika, Among Us, and the OG. It's really fun when you see all these names and you just know these people because Gotcha Gang is so close. And you keep seeing all the same friends.
That's
so,
Ross Coriolis.
Ross. Yeah, exactly. It matters, guys. When we find ourselves all in the same room, it's gonna be really freaking cool when you start to realize how many of these people you truly know.
Yeah, Wishnicki always watches my live stream, so they were just like, "Let's go!" So on the live stream chat on YouTube because they won. Congrats.
Same thing here with Fab, and that's the beauty. This is GMI, this isn't the whole entire Aavegotchi ecosystem. This is that second tier community of individuals who have chosen to also wander over into these parts of the woods. It's a bit more attention span, a little bit more dedicated interest. We appreciate everybody being here. Okay, that was for Among Us there. Fab took that one home, and then let's see who wants to take the OG. I didn't know. Did someone say this was true last night? So, are all three of these pieces able to be put together like a mural? Are these like a No kidding. Well, Brills has got 1/3 of that cohesive collection there, so he's got to just pick him up with Gotchika and Among Us, and he'll have a full collection.
That's why I got all three, man.
All the more reason. Now it makes sense. I'm glad I did too. I just did it just in general, just if it's available, I want it. But
the piece it's based on, Gattaca, is a wide mural, so he broke it into three portrait murals.
Man, this is good. This is actually truly art inspired fan fiction work here then, huh?
Yeah, it's a Picasso, right? Gattaca is a Picasso.
Yeah. I like it, guys.
Jeez,
okay.
I should have picked up the other two, man. Dang, I got one.
No,
hey,
Guernica. I keep saying Gattaca, the damn movie.
Hey, that was a good movie.
I love that movie.
It's Guernica.
Strange collage. There you go. That's funny. Perfect. Okay, so there's that. We're good on that. One more piece here to pull it from the Guild Summit, and that's going to be the Roster Party. This is going to be, I think, a relatively high price tag NFT on launch. I think we were talking maybe 69 Ghost or something. Like I said, this is still kind of like this hidden. Now it hasn't been well promoted or published.
Still in the works.
Exactly. This does exist. It is out there. It's a good NFT. It's about a 2-minute animated run of a whole mess of gotchis together, channeling. Some of us have some teases on it that maybe can get dropped in the chat. We'll see. But it's looking really good. So here we go. Let's see who gets early copy of the Roster Party here. All right, there's an unknown for me. Who knows CJP? Right on. A true Anon in the midst. Well, he just got the Roster Party, and I think it's going to be one of the more prestigious prizes on the list here we've got. So there you go. That's the full Guild Summit attendance list. Shaw, Senor, Musashi, Latzerin, Addison, Wishnicki, Dr. Wagme, Frosty, Fab, Brills, and CJP. If any of you guys are listening right now, please reach out to anybody in GMI and just give us a public address that you'd like your prizes sent to. And once we get all these collections minted and get these transferred over to you. So thanks for coming to the Guild Summit. And it was just a great fun to have everybody's participation there.
Awesome. So that's it, right? That's a wrap?
No.
No, it's just the start.
Far from it. So that was the easy one. See, there's the Gotcha pieces. I'm just looking at those right now too. Thanks for putting those up there, Threx and Hefe. Yeah, so Zombo Breaker, you're looking at the 3 artwork pieces from Bin Laden for his latest collection of the Gotcha work pieces. So those are the 3 pieces: Among Us, the OG, and really good collection that he did in fundraising for Goops post had. Okay, so that's for the Guild Summit. Those were our pending prizes that we had to draw on for that. So those are done now. Now we're over here into the really crazy stuff. So this is going to be for the Raffle itself. And so details here. On the right-hand side, you'll see the mix. I ended up just naming them Gotchi 1 through, I think it ended up being 14. Maybe it's 15. think it's 15. 15 entries in total. So 15 different wallet addresses submitted drop tickets to be drawn against for the Raffle collection here. So again, the common, the uncommon, and the rares, those were per unit on straight purchase, no raffle. And so the wallet addresses that sent 10 ghosts to those collection addresses, you're on the ledger, and we'll just get those distributed upon minting. Those are straight up. For the legendary, for the mythical, and for the godlike, there's 30 legendaries and 5 godlikes. The drop tickets were the entries to be included in this raffle. The odds apply across the whole entire rarity tier. So if you are right now 30% of the odds of drop tickets in here, that maintains the 30% odds against all the mythicals and all the godlikes. We didn't segregate them by rarities of just the legendary tickets, mythical tickets, godlike tickets. Drop tickets were entries against all of this. And so what you see here is all 15 of those entries on the wheel, but on the right-hand side for the actual entry bar, what makes up that 233 there is the fact that there's actually going to be 233 individual drop tickets that have been submitted to this. Makes sense?
Now, are these going to be automatically removed as people win each individual drop ticket?
I don't. So talk to me. They shouldn't be. I don't think they should be, but maybe they should be. I don't know.
You shouldn't
because
remove
if we
the
remove
whole
them,
name,
if
but
we
you should remove weight.
Right.
Okay,
Remove
we can remove weight.
Yeah, just one ticket per win.
The only thing that I saw that could be and not necessarily a negative, but right, is if we obviously start at the legendary 30 first and move up to the godlike. If, say, someone with 5 tickets in here gets mostly flushed out in legendaries or mythicals, then they basically get reduced out of the godlike opportunity at all, and they may have wanted to give them a godlike chance. And so if we remove them upon step up, then we do potentially filter out godlike opportunity.
True.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but if you keep everybody equally weighted the whole time, then people who put in less tickets will not increase their chances as it goes.
Which I don't know if that was ever implied. That's where I'm getting at here, is I don't know if that was something that was anticipated or expected, because we didn't specifically say like, hey, if you take 5 drop tickets and put it in here and earmark them as godlike, then you're attacking the godlike quantities. And we definitely left it as wide open.
What I'm saying.
So
what I'm saying is by decreasing weight, you're increasing the chances of other people winning in general.
I hear you. So say someone has a one ticket entry right now and they win a legendary, then they have no opportunity at the mythical and godlike.
Correct.
And that might just be the way it goes. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Yeah, this is just
But what I'm
something
saying is if you have a one ticket and you don't win, every time you lose, your chances increase that you could win.
That is true. Yeah, so that's the case for the one ticketer to maybe, get a better shot at a godlike if he makes it all the way to the end. Or it's the case against that if he wins a legendary first and he didn't have a shot anywhere else. And so those are the two circumstances. And I don't know, Rigo, you're the artist here, so you can kind of give me what you think sounds.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of gambler's fallacy in there too. Like you're going to win what you're going to win. There's really no, regardless of what order we do it in, it's just that's how it's going to happen. So let's just start from the bottom and remove as we go.
Perfect. I like it. All right, so we'll just remove entries upon winner. We've got the weight laid out here. Let me just check one quick thing because I want to just check a number real quick before I dive into here. 15 was just the one additional entry, and I've got that accounted for. Cool. Yeah, we're all balanced. Golly, all this manual work, boys. All right, cool.
That's it. I just
so we're
wanted
just gonna
you to
start
do
legendary.
More work.
I'm telling you, it was my pleasure to throw that work. I had an actual work call scheduled at this time right now too, and I was like, guys, I can't. I got some crazy stuff going on. Came up. I just gotta stay focused. Sorry. All right, so here we go. Let's rock and roll. This makes sense. Everything looks good on my side. So we're starting against 30 legendaries. Then we're going to move into 15 mythicals. And we're going to move into 5 godlikes. I have the back end translated here for Gotchi 1 through 15 on wallet addresses, but I don't know who these people are. So I can call out the last 4 digits of the wallet address to kind of start to enunciate who's who as it comes up on screen. Make sense?
Yeah, and if people want to shout out if they win, when they do in GMI calls, that would be fun too.
And then let's see if this won't show, will it?
Yeah,
no,
Zfi is not here, so I need to find his wallet address so I can say if he won, because he's going to want to know.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Here's what I'm gonna do too. Actually, I'm gonna grab this weighted chart here and drop this. See this because this is kind of interesting.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I can't see
Oh
the
God,
whole
is
room
he out?
because I'm
He's out.
streaming.
Well, he's out camping too, man. Yeah, he's out at the lake and shit, trying
Yeah,
to
he
get
has
on
no
damn
reception. You hear him?
That's crazy.
He's breaking up.
It's vacation right there.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's this in the chart real quick. This is the Raffle current entry weights. And so this is got you 1 through 15 just based on distribution. And so it actually is relatively fair, right? Got you 9 is obviously heavy, but that was like a lot of drop tickets. And so that was a good contribution in support of the project in general. But happy with the overall decent chances in here. So let's see how this thing goes. So here's first one up. This will be for the first legendary that we're going to have to offer. I'm going to be marking these down as we go. No joke, Gotchi 15 has 1 drop ticket in this contest.
Nice. Congratulations.
So good job. They got a legendary. You ain't seeing no mythical or godlike, my friend. Alrighty. This has got you 2 here. Let's see. It's not going to skew it too much. Entries right this second. I'll manually remove them real quick, but I am almost positive that this is not giving me the remove button. Oh God, where are you, 15? 15's out of here.
What were the wallets of those? Gotchi 15 and Gotchi.
Good
2?
call. Good call. Let me just knock these 2 entries out here real quick, and I will get those.
So those were
out.
both 1-ticket wins? Oh, I see.
No,
what you're
Gotchi
doing.
2's got
Okay, I see.
Gotchi 2's got a few in here. Yeah, I got to remove single entries per against. So
I
Gotchi
see.
15, the last 4 there is 9 E F E, 9 Echo Frank Echo. Gotchi 2 is going to be 853. Beta 853. All right, moving forward. Now we'll get the remove ping as well, so those will help me do this as we get them. Gotchi 10. Gotchi 10 is going to be E778. E778. And guys, this works well for us, and we like it, and everything's cool. But if you ever see new tooling or cool raffle tools or drawing tools, we're always looking for better tooling. So by all means, if you know of anything or you see something or you think there's a cool delivery method or we could utilize, let us know. Gotchi 10 took 3 and took 4, so that's 2 in a row for Gotchi 10. Gotchi 10, last 4 digits is at E778. Oh, thanks, Rigo. Thank you for typing. Appreciate that. Gotchi 5, taking legendary 5. That worked out pretty well. That's going to be, what is that? 7565. 7565. Gotchi 5. How? Gotchi 11. Gonna take another legendary here. 11 Gotchi is 684 Echo. 684 Echo. Gotchi 14. Gotchi 14 is Echo 7 Delta Charlie. Echo 7 Delta Charlie. A lot of Raffles. Gotchi 2, Gotchi 2. Gotchi 2 again is the B853. No, hitting our rhythm. First 10 are almost done. Gotchi 9. Gotchi 9. Hasn't snagged anything yet. Gotchi 9 is going to take legendary. It's natural match. Gotchi 9 is 9 Charlie 8 Alpha. 9 Charlie 8 Alpha. Gotchi 5. How? Gotchi 5 is the 7565.
That's the second win for Gotchi 5.
Yep, absolutely. Decent luck there. Gotchi 5 only had 6 drop tickets in the mix. That's pretty good odds.
That's awesome.
Gotchi
Second win for
14
Gotchi 14.
here. Gotchi 14. Gotchi 14 was the E7DC. Boom. Gotchi 10. Gotchi 10. Perfect. Gotchi 10 was E778.
Third win for Gotchi 10.
I will say our whale's not sweeping house. It is. RNG's working. I think we're seeing happy distribution here.
I do kind of feel bad for Gotchi 15.
Hey, man, winner's a winner. Gotchi 7 here. Isn't that funny? It's like, well, here's the worst case scenario potential. Oh, it happened.
Yep. First.
That's okay. At least it's out of the way.
Thanks, Zombie. Good job.
Funny. Man, Gotchi 10's having a good streak here, I will say. Gotchi 10 I'm going to have a mess of these legendaries when it's said and done.
What is Gotchi 7's first four?
Gotchi 7's last four.
Yeah.
Gotchi 7's last four is going to be Charlie 7-1 Delta. Charlie 7-1 Delta. Gotchi legendary 15 here. Gotchi 9. What a nice way to start the day. Oh, what is that? That's a 9. Yep. Gotchi 9. Okay. Gotchi 5. Moving through, it's about almost halfway, or it's more than halfway done with the legendaries right now. We're up to legendary 18 is what we're drawing for against right now. And it's going to Gotchi 6. Uh-oh, someone's snoring or are they dragging a table?
It's my dog.
Oh my gosh.
My dog is snoring.
I can hear him. That's funny. Gotchi 5.
I thought
right
that was my
there.
dog.
Look at
This is legendary 20. Legendary 20 we're drawing for right now. Let me see this dog.
He's right there on the couch.
He's doing his thing.
He's got a little inflatable cone on because he's been biting.
Go. Gotchi 5 for legendary 20. We are getting there, boys and girls. Move. This is working out really smoothly. 6.
That's the second one for Gotchi 6. I don't think I have their address though.
No worries, no worries. Let's grab it. Gotchi 6 is going to be 651 Bravo. 651 Bravo in the mix.
I definitely missed a few of these as well, so we may need to recap.
That's okay. I'll drop the whole thing in chat, actually.
Cool.
Gotchi 8. Boy, that feeling when your number's not hitting.
on, baby.
What was that last spin for? Is that still legendary?
Yeah, we're still in legendary right now. It's for 23. We're drawing 24 right now. 24 to Gotchi 10, 24. I'll announce big time when we make the actual rarity transition.
McCallum, man, I want to stick around, but I might actually have to go soon here.
You're all right,
Some
brother.
people waiting on me.
Yeah, you're no worries. We're on our home stretch here anyway. It's all going well. We got the gig.
I will say I'll be working on distribution for all of these. I was having a little trouble with the NFT contract, but I think I figured it out now. So
Bless
I'll
your
get
heart,
the
sir. It's been hard work.
yeah, it is. But you know what? It's a learning experience. I'm getting better at it too. So we'll be at a point where hopefully we won't have to wait a whole week or 2 weeks for the distribution. So growing pains.
People love the anticipation.
Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
and well, I appreciate you guys being patient, and I'll make sure you get your NFTs. These are very special to me and everyone else here because they're pre-Aavegotchi, early Aavegotchi NFTs. And I was talking to No Future about this the other night. You look at the rare Pepes and the ones that were given away for free in the early days have made many people wealthy. So I'm not
Well,
I'm not financial advice, but I'm just saying these NFTs have some. They'll have some significance in the future, I feel. So.
Well, and one thing to draw home on too, it's really important, right, is that we do have our own smart contract inside of GMI that we've been able to mint off of Diamond Structure with being able to upgrade it along the way. And so every one of the NFT drops since GMI has been dropping these things has all been from 420 to now. This has all been under one shell, and so that's a masterpiece there, Hefe, because it's really easy to get collections fragmented in these early spaces when you're learning. And so I appreciate your commitment to keeping this all consistent.
Yeah, going the very grassroots route with the smart contract. We could be uploading it on OpenSea right now, but we got our own OpenSea right now. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right, friends. I'll keep you posted on the distributions. Good luck to everybody with the rest of the raffle. I hope you guys all win a raffle, or at least get a decent chance. And
Hefe,
catch up with y'all soon.
Feel free
go
to
ahead.
ping me when you're working on that too. I'm pretty free all weekend,
Yes.
so I can pop in.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually want to do like a mini workshop with one of these NFTs. I just want to make sure that my flow is there so I can actually, teach you guys without having to take too many breaks.
Yep.
But definitely want to save one of those for you guys to tune in and just see how we're doing it. Be a good learning experience.
Hell yeah.
You bet. All right, man. Enjoy your day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, take care, friends.
All right, fellas. That's it for the first Legendary 30. They're set. They got homes. They got owners. Mythicals are up next. We got 15 of these bad boys. I'm hoping my luck kicks in here.
Can you drop the results of the first 30?
I can.
Just so we can get them separated.
Quick, so I don't lose this one either. Got you 8 for the first mythical here. Got you 8. Let's see how the Excel pulls. You gonna behave yourself and look good, or you gonna look like garbage? That looks okay. Let's see here. You guys can kind of work with this. There's a little bit of misspelling in here, but like I said, I had to free my mind. Work with me here, boys. Got you spelled right most of the time. So here, the allocation for the first 30 legendary Raffles. And then let me snatch real quick the key. Here. Gotcha key. This looks worse, but we'll work with it. I love the organic nature of what we're doing over here, guys. Okay, boom, done. Who says that we can't do this stuff on our own? There's our key. Let me get back on my docs.
Beautiful.
Okay, and we've got the first mythical owners, Gotchi 8. That's the one on screen right now, so removal on that. And now we're starting from mythical 2 here. bless it. Got you 7.
Awesome. I'm lucky number 13. I just saw.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I got a legendary.
Nice.
2 tickets. 2 tickets.
There you go. Oh man, that's me. I'm getting anxious. All right, here we go. Got you 8. Got you 8's gonna have a breeding pair of these mythicals. Nine. We were almost there, fellas. I appreciate everyone's attention. Four. Got you 13.
Oh,
8
man.
mythicals gone.
Awesome.
Oh, you kiss me.
I'm
I
13.
want to hear that.
Both my tickets won. Sweet.
You hit twice, you win 100% on your odds. Well, that's a pretty good shot there.
Sure beats the land raffle.
That was not
Man.
going to happen in the land raffle. Tickets wisely thrown.
Got you 6 there for mythical 9.
That's all. I'm going to walk away with 5 out of 6 of these Rego pieces. So, that's all.
Man, that's pretty good completion. Got you 8 right here. Got you 8 sweeping up on the mythicals.
If you haven't yet, you should look at Zephi's screen real quick and just look at his wall.
Oh,
Rigo, is this the first
I've
time you've seen it? Have you seen it yet, Rigo?
This has been a focal piece in the community here lately.
Yeah.
No, I'm seeing it in person. I
It's my
think he didn't
baby.
even realize he had his camera on, but I'm looking at it now and I'm super excited.
Glad you like it. I'm gonna blow this one up. I'm gonna do a 12 by 12 up here, and the extra space is for the Raffles, so I'm here to complete the set.
Nice.
This is mythical 12. Going to Gotchi 11. Yeah, Gotchi 11. Good. Gotchi 13. Almost to the top tier here, guys. Seven. This is the last mythical right here. Got you cleaned up on the mythicals. Okay, now we're getting into the pressure moments here. 5 godlikes. That's all we got left.
Let's up and go.
Come on, baby. Hachi 9.
Oh, it's Z5. Look your background.
12. that. 3 more. I got you. Two more left. 185 tickets. Gachi 12. And last but not least, the very light godlike taker here. This has been a pleasure, guys. Appreciate all the collection attention. Raised a lot more drop tickets than I ever imagined here. And again, this is a Goops raised project, so it's a 50-50 split between Goops and Rego. So just real good stuff. And I'm so excited to see these community NFTs getting displayed in the Gachiverse here in very short order. So it's going to look good. Last godlike's going to go to lucky number 7. Well, there we go, boys and girls. That is going to be the 30 legendaries, the 15 mythicals, the 5 godlikes, as well as I think it was something like 8 prizes left over from the game. So got all those allocated, got them all done here. I got them all marked and whatnot. So once we get minting handled, we'll get all these distributed. I've got wallet addresses for all the Raffle folks, so no issues there. If you are one of the winners on the Guild Summit, I do need wallet addresses. And so actually, let me drop those names in here again. Some of y'all have already answered and filled out, and I appreciate that. But just so that way we can kind of hit everybody at once.
Hey,
go.
thanks
So
everyone. I really appreciate you all going in on this, and I know Goobs does too. So thanks so much.
Yeah, give us some more here, Rigo. You're just such an interesting story for me, and I'm talking about this potential interview that I want to do with you because were you doing this stuff a year ago inside the Gachiverse?
No, I mean I got into the Gachiverse. I mean, I started gaming on crypto in a totally different game, and that's where we met. You and I met, and you started talking to me about Aavegotchi, and I had heard a little bit about Aavegotchi, but not really gotten into it. And I was looking at it, and I was like, man, this is so expensive. I'm never going to be able to get into this. Never going to be able to justify that. It looks really cool, but like I don't think I'm going to be able to ever do it. And another one of my friends started talking to me about it, totally unrelated, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out. And so I bought one small parcel, and then I realized, I really can't do anything with that parcel without a Gotchi. So I started making some art to try to fund a Gotchi, and eventually I sold enough to buy a Gotchi with the proceeds. So yeah.
Well,
really happy to
and
be here.
now what are you up to now? Like so ASP hit, right? Aavegotchi self-portraits, and that was a smashing hit, and everyone loved it. And you see them all over the place now, right? And then we just released what was it? Dream Houses was the name of that collection? Or the Getaways?
Daydream Homes, which a lot of people have enjoyed. Not as many, I think, as the Aavegotchi self portraits, but they're out there, and I get a few people talking to me about it occasionally.
Well, think about this too. Is you're moving work in the middle of one of the worst bear markets we've all experienced at all.
Yeah.
And so we're able to still function over here. And so yes, everything's been the big tap has been slowed down in general, but you are definitely still one of the hotter moving artists inside the space.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be here. Honestly, like I'm having fun, and this community is amazing. So.
Well, and let it be a lesson to everybody that's in here, right? Like Contact is someone that's on my ambition list for prospects of development too, because it's not like you were a professional artist before this and found Aavegotchi and then just transported your skill set into this. You just said, hey, why not? And so it's not like only professional artists are able to participate in this economy. This is definitely a grassroots up thing.
100%.
Yeah. Well, there we go, guys. That's it for the raffle. We've got details out and everything. So once again, once minting's done, we'll get everything distributed. If you haven't really been inside any of the GMI calls or anything yet, we're doing these every Friday night. We have our syncopator call. And so the first Friday of every month, we have our fireside chat. That's more of like a full-blown ecosystem community call, just a little. But every Friday we have touch calls where we just sync and just see what's going on. We work with DTF often. We're working with Aavegotchi DAO very closely, trying to do anything and everything related to media, production, public goods, as much as we can possibly give for the Gachiverse itself to grow, because rising tide raises all boats, right? Let me hit you up here real quick, Z. I got you. Here is the batch for the mythicals and for the godlikes. Pow, there we are. All right, with that in mind, we're going to sometimes have things that we do right off at the end of the Saturday Hangouts like this because it's a nice natural segue from the Aavegotchi server and
I like it.
Extended activities or the after hours activities. And so we'll always be trying to put together some fun things for you guys to do. It's nice to do it post spillover so people are actually able to focus and talk and enjoy themselves. So appreciate everybody's time today. Does anybody else have anything? Anthony, you want to give us some parting words?
Well, I guess,
Nice.
Zifa and I are doing our podcast every Tuesday, so you can come join us for that. People have been coming out. It's been a fun time. So every Tuesday at 11 p.m. UTC, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Well, y'all had a huge audience this last show. It's definitely looking like the timing is good, the slot's good, people are open to it and available for it, and it's fun. It's just same old, right? It's just open-ended conversation.
Exactly, and even before then, since Hefe is stepping out of Gotchi Spaces, we got to back up No Futuristic and show out and step up and talk there. So everybody come out to Gotchi Spaces and co-host with No Futuristic. And
there is still a
user default, right?
Yeah. Should we stream that to GMI? Like I could do that weekly. Send it to GMI.
I think so.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think now's the great aggregation and as much programming as we can bring underneath this GMI umbrella and start filling up our catalog. This is just building towards that evergreen vision that you have led us with from the very early days of a 24/7 all gotchi all the time type content rotation. And so we're building that library up right now, and so we need more contributors to it. Otherwise, people are going to get saturated with the Hefe No Future material. It's really great to see the programming branching out and for other people to want to essentially do the same thing, but just different people, different personalities, different time slots, different communities.
Yeah, just a little variety. It's a beautiful thing. So I will message you guys in that group chat that we have about let's talk about these DTF bounties for videos because I want to start knocking them out. But at this point, I want to go get some breakfast. I'm wearing this cool bowling shirt, so I want to hit the go out there. Actually, I'll show it to you before I leave. I didn't realize it was a bowling shirt until someone said it was. Where is
I didn't.
Yeah,
I gotta see. What qualifies a bowling shirt? Please educate.
Very nice.
I don't know. It's just like vertical
nice
stripe.
shirt.
Yeah.
It's a nice shirt.
So I'll take it. It fits well, so I like it. All right. So with that, we'll sign off.
Yeah, I think that's it. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for hanging out. Got you, gang. Go. We'll see you guys around. Use LensTube. Be aware of it. Pay attention to GMI. We're going to start aggregating content. We're really hitting a higher level here. So get involved. The video production house, that's going to be an all hands call. If anybody at all that's listening right now that hasn't really been in the server and you like making stuff, you like editing stuff, you like writing scripts, you like recording, you like sound audio, anything like that at all, you like making POAPs, we want to give you an opportunity to display your skills and practice and perfect your art. So we will see everybody here later, and just definitely stick around because we're all going to make it.
Thanks, friends. Good time.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Great to talk to you.
Take care.
Well done. We'll see you on the next run.